That's so far away. Like, I didn't need that to actually read the comments. That was a choice. But hello, peoples. Welcome to the peoples. People were here before, which is odd for me. Was not expecting that. But I'm happy that we're here. I feel like I can't say that I'm bored because I definitely have books I could be reading. Books that I've purposefully not been reading. But we're going to be here. I figured it'd be like a Q&A, but I also don't think I'm that interesting. So we'll see how this goes. Don't know what's going to be happening. Completely unplanned. So hello, Alicia. Happy you were able to be here and you weren't suffering at work. I'm hoping that wherever you are, it is less hot than it is here because I'm currently dying. Hi, Chandler. Getting some wine. That sounds like a great idea. This cup has a Black Cherry White Claw. And then I have my water because you should always stay hydrated. Let's see here. Sleeping Bugs, what'd you have for dinner? I would love to know. I made myself a burger. I purposefully scheduled the stream for like an hour and a half so I would have plenty of time to make the burger. And then I was literally just laying in my bed until like 30 minutes ago and I was like, I still have to make the burger and eat the burger so I have time to put lights up so people can see me. It was a mess. Whole mess. Hi, Gavin. Really enjoyed that vlog this morning. It was the perfect thing to wake up to. This was me 3 seconds ago because I was shook that people were here. I don't know. I feel like I'm still used to like when I had like 500 subscribers and I was trying to go live and I would get like people 10 minutes in. Now people show up early. It's a wild world. Hello, Lydia. Thanks. I hit 2K. I don't even know if it was yesterday. I don't remember. I'm sure I tweeted about it, but we're celebrating now. Hi. Oh, I already said hi to you, Alicia. You don't get 2 highs. Yeah, that's 1 high. Hello, Heather. Happy you're here. Thank you, Gavin. Congrats to you. You hit 10K today. I am not reading Felix Ever After. I still need to do it. I have less than a week now. What is it? Is it less than a week? I think it's technically a little over a week, but I've only read 10 pages. And I keep seeing people read it, and I keep seeing people really enjoy Felix Ever After. And I'm just like, it makes me very nervous. It makes me very nervous because I'm not trying to be the one person that doesn't like it. But I really didn't like those first 10 pages. Okay, here's the thing. I had on a t-shirt, right? But while it was a different t-shirt than the one I wore yesterday, I was like, I wore that on Mayana's live. And I need people to understand that I changed shirts. And so we're suffering in the sweater. Hello, welcome. Happy you could make it. Thank you. Hello, happy you're here. Hello to you. Hello, Carlina. There's no O there. Carlina. It was 90 degrees all day, and then randomly at 6 p.m. dropped to 55. See, I would love that. What is the weather right now? Do I have the weather app on this phone? Do I? The weather app be like the first app I delete because I just don't care. It is also currently 90. No, it's 80. Nope, 90 again. So that's where we are out here in the desert. Very punctual. Alicia was out here leaving messages 30 minutes before. Like I could never be that punctual for a live stream. Thank you. Hi, made it for once. I'm happy that you could make it to the live. You don't know that I'm going to be the one person. Anything is possible. I like things. Do I have a video recently that I liked the thing? I don't even know what I've uploaded recently, if I'm being honest here. I upload and then promptly forget. I was just talking about this yesterday, actually, with other people, because I guess like the normal thing is to like watch your video 3 times. I edit through once And then we're done. Like, we called it a day. And I was hearing them talk about it at least 3 times, which means that they watch it more than 3 times. And so I was just like, I don't know. Maybe if I watched my videos more than once, I would remember them better. But I don't know. I don't know if I want to change how I do that. I might have to though. Yeah, I talked about things I liked in my mid-year freakout tag. That's probably the most recent. Because all these reviews I didn't like at all. Yeah, you'd have to go all the way back to the best laid plans. So if you want to hear me talk about something I liked, there you go. Let's see here. What am I don't know. I didn't like this is kind of an epic love story when I read it, and I'm just not feeling these 10 pages. I think that there was I think what really bothered me was the book opens with them lighting a blunt, and then the blunt kind of just disappears. Like, I don't know what happened to the blunt. Didn't really care to know what happened to the blunt, but I feel like it wasn't there. And then I also felt that I think they're like making out to like make the old person or cross them jealous or mad or something. Not jealous, but like upset them or something. It just didn't work for me. It's not like, it's only 10 pages, but it just wasn't working. I hope that you have a better experience. Like I said, everyone likes this book, so I have high hopes that you will be among them. Case and Calendar can be really heavy. Hurricane Child was great, but so intense. Yeah, I've only read the lighter stuff by them. Like I said, this is kind of an epic love story. It was very light, wasn't super intense, super crazy or anything. But I also didn't like. I mean, I guess it was kind of. I think like the main character's father had died in that book, and like the main character was kind of grieving the loss of his father, and then I think the love interest had like moved away and like moved back. It was weird. So like there were like heavier themes, but overall it was pretty light. Can we rotate back? Thank you. Hello, happy you could make it. Before you started, I was just watching, I want to say it was your YA romance video. So if you haven't checked out their YA romance video, you should do that because it was a great video. Delinia, exactly. I saw that you were going to do a live stream and I was getting off work. I was so excited. I'm happy that you were excited. I'm happy that you're here. We had it once. Thank you. That's my energy. That's all I have the energy to do. Apparently, I don't know. Like I said, I go through once. I start at the beginning of the video and I edit to the end of the video and I don't watch it again. That's the one time I watch it. I hate to know. Can I read? I hate that. Know that yeah. I'm assuming you're talking about how you're going to be one of those that does it more than once. LOL, edit, watch multiple times, but we edit once and watch once all the way through over here. I don't even watch it all the way through once. I just, I have faith that it's going to work out. And if it doesn't work out, then someone in the comments can point out something and we're just going to acknowledge that happened and move on because I'm not going to edit and re-upload. I hope they didn't waste it. I hope they didn't either. I forget what we were talking about, but I hope they didn't either. My Wi-Fi really doesn't want to watch this. That's sad. I hope your Wi-Fi starts to I hope it's not my Wi-Fi. I hope it's not. That would be the gag. I am not currently planning to, just because I really don't want to get up. And the book, actually, I would have to deconstruct. No, we're not reading. The book is too inaccessible. So that wasn't my plan for today. I just wanted to come on, like I said, kind of a Q&A. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave them. We're just going to go where the chat takes us. And yeah. Hi, Hick. Thank you, Madeline. I appreciate it. Thank you to Katrina. I appreciate it. And hello. Okay, happy it's not on my end. I currently have not read anymore of Felix Ever After. Still on page 11, so my thoughts have not changed, and that's where I'm at. Oh, can I click on the right thing? Here we are. Oh, yeah, I hope they didn't. I don't know what happened to it, but we all know I've exposed myself multiple times as having really bad reading comprehension. So I was, well, first of all, I was like, why are we lighting a blunt to like walk to the train station? But then I was like, you know what? I've never lived in New York. I can't judge the New Yorkers. Maybe that's what the New York kids are doing. I don't know. Maybe they stopped and smoked in a little picnic situation. I don't know. Anything could have happened to it. All I remember is at 1 second we were on, like, there was a blunt, and then in the second we were like at the train platform. Things were happening. I was lost. So it could have been explained. We've established that I don't have the great close reading skills. Anything is possible. I don't think they wasted it. I'm sure they smoked. I don't know. I don't know what happened to it. Like I said, I don't know. And I'm not starting the book over to find out because it's not that important to me. Where I stopped, things seemed to be more interesting. There were at least more characters that were introduced. So I'm just gonna keep going from there and hoping that things are interesting. Okay, with that, I'm all caught up according to StreamYard, but let's open the chat on my phone because StreamYard be lying. And I want to make sure that I don't have any comments that need to be moderated. Although I can't imagine I would, because my audience is usually pretty great. Y'all don't usually have the fuckery. Is this? No, I need to change the settings to live. Okay, yeah, nothing is. This popped up over here? It has. Congrats on 2K. Can I click things? I'm one of those new subs. I'm happy that you're new. Happy that you found me. Welcome. There's a lot of content to catch up on. And yeah. Do you mainly read new release books or sometimes go back to earlier years? I'm always torn between the two. I feel like in 2019, I definitely read a lot of new releases. I read, like, what was it? I read 101 books, and of that, I think 30 or something were new releases. But I typically just read what sounds interesting to me. And so because I'm on BookTube, I think that I do see more new releases than if I were just, like, not a part of BookTube. But I think it's a pretty healthy mix. I don't say that I read a lot of super backlisted books. Like, I wouldn't say that I read a lot prior to 2010. I feel like that's just a sprinkling, a dusting of the things, but a healthy mix. I would love to. I don't even know, because Mayana's in her streams, she has like the word white get moderated. I only have the N-word blocked in my comment filter section. So if you want to test it out, you can go for it. I just looked it up. It says that they did. I just wasn't here for it. No one is asking about your socks, so I'd call that a win. Yeah, that's definitely a win. I don't know why anybody would want to know about somebody's socks, but I guess I shouldn't be surprised. That's... I don't know how to feel about the baking out on the old man part either, but I'm curious. Yeah, I mean, I didn't think it was a big thing, but I was like, I don't understand why this is it. I don't know. It was 10 pages, and even before I read Felix Ever After, I was trying not to, like, judge books that early, because when I was reading The Wongs versus the World last month, I got to page 15, and I was convinced it was going to be my most favorite book ever. And then I kept reading past page 15, and it was not my most favorite book ever. So I just watched your Love Victor review. I'm not even surprised that Simon Spear is still a shitty character. You know, I'm just happy people are saying it. Because when I read Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda, I was like, why do people like this? I don't see the appeal. And then when I watched the movie, I was like, well, this is a cute movie at least. And then I was watching Love Victor, and I was like, why are these voiceovers here? And then he did what he did in episode 7. I'm not going to say. I have a whole review. It's linked in the description. You can watch it. And I was like, well, guess I was right about you. Okay, that was to Chandler. Hope you saw it. I get the same person, like half of my chats asking what the brands of socks I wear, and I do not get it. Maybe they just want good sock recommendations. I mean, good socks are hard to find. You have to, it's a balancing act. Happy we could agree. Happy we can, because I was feeling crazy for so long. And I still think people like Simon. I still think people really like that book, but I'm happy that I no longer feel alone. Listen, stop. I didn't want to know that. Oh, not asking for a foot pic. Okay, we're not going into foot fetish territory. That already had that conversation somewhere else, and I just can't do it. StreamYard does be updating slowly because over here we just okay. No, we're good. All caught up. Nothing is questionable. You love to see it. What are your plans for Felix? I probably will do a review, but I was only reading it because it's the Cover Whores Book Club book of the month, and how they wanted me to participate in the live show. It'll be on the 29th now. And so I was like, sure, I'm going to read it with you guys. And I was interested kind of before. At least I like to think that I was. I like to think that I wouldn't have said, sure, I'll read this book if I wasn't actually interested. And now I just feel bad because I don't think anybody has ever only read 10 pages. I think that they usually finish it or they get to like the halfway point. And I think I've only ever seen one person DNF something. I don't know. Before, I didn't want to be the first person that never picked up the book. But now I'm just like, I'm being the person in the chat that got nothing to say because I read 10 pages. So maybe after I've chatted for 2 hours here with you guys or whatever, I will have found the energy to read Felix. But there probably will be a review. But there will definitely be a live show. So my thoughts about it will be known. They will not be a secret. And there also will be a Goodreads review. Those Goodreads reviews, they go up as soon as I finish something. Did I read this? Okay, I did not. The synopsis didn't interest me, honestly. Not into blackmail plots, but I thought the character growth is great. I don't understand. I think that's... Okay. I probably read the synopsis when the cover got announced, whenever that was in the ye olde times. So that was great for me. But then I don't understand what it is about these like queer books with blackmail plots. I don't understand it. I don't like them. I don't get why they're so common. I feel like we have progressed past them as a society, and publishing doesn't seem to agree. I don't think every queer book has a blackmail plot, but I feel like I see them in queer books more than other places. Well, I have word 0 right now. So yeah, I saw Carly marked it as red earlier, and I was like, well then, I guess somebody else has to read it too. Didn't everyone DNF? I mean, that was different because obviously I saw Carly mark this one as red. So I was like, I can't even hope that everyone's going to DNF it because I know someone already finished it. And I've already seen too many people rave. Can you imagine that everyone is raving about this book and then the 3 of us were going to go on a live show and be like, yeah, we didn't like that. Come on. We didn't read it and we didn't like it. Come on. We can't do that to the people. My love was mainly for the characters and character growth. I don't read a lot of contemporary, though, so my expectations are different. See, I feel like I always say that I read a lot of contemporary, and then I scroll onto my Goodreads, and I'm like, this isn't really as contemporary as I make the people think. I am bamboozling the folks. I am a scammer. But, like, a good contemporary is definitely hard to write. And a lot of a contemporary working, I think, has to, like, it deals with the writing voice. And I just don't, I'm not fucking with the voice. I'm not here with it. But like I said, I've only read 10 pages. So you loved The Deep. Well, I didn't read it. I show up to the Cover Horrors book club live shows, and I don't participate in the discussion, obviously, because I didn't read it, but I listen to the discussion, and that's, I think the only time I read it was when they read the Bromance Book Club, and I didn't like that one. So me and the Cover Horrors don't really have a successful track record, so maybe that was my first mistake. I'm reading The Deep by River Solomon, and about halfway through, it's interesting, but if it's my kind of book. See, but it was the other Deep. This isn't that one, like the mermaids and like the slave ships. The Deep they DNF was the Titanic. It was like a Titanic or something. I guess I didn't read it. This, The Deep by Alma Katsu. There was the Titanic and stuff. I haven't read the one by River Solomon. I've never read anything by River Solomon. Katrina gave it 3.5 stars. Still haven't read it. I struggle with sci-fi fantasy a lot, though. Okay. Oh, I'm assuming you're saying that because, yeah, your comment about River Solomon and The Deep. I like sci-fi in theory. I like fantasy in theory. I don't know if I can say that because I think all of the actual reviews on my channel that are posted, the most recent, were sci-fi or fantasy, and they were not good reviews. They were me dragging a book, so take that as you will. Everyone's talking about The Deep. That was my... Okay, that's what I was thinking when they chose The Deep. I thought it was the River Solomon one, and then it wasn't the River Solomon one. It was a Titanic, and I didn't care about the Titanic. I don't care about... I mean, I guess it's a tragedy. Like, I should care. A lot of people were killed. But when I think Titanic, I just think of the movie. I don't like the movie. Not because I think that Homeboy should have been able to, like, switch off on the floating door. But I just don't care. I just don't care. Just don't care. The title is very basic. And you would think... I don't know when either of those were published, like how close they were, when they were acquired, who published who. But when the title is that basic and then they both have blue covers, you would think that maybe they would change one of the top. Maybe. I don't know. I don't work in publishing. I don't know who makes those decisions. I'm still surprised when people watch this Docile review. I love it. I had a fun time filming it. But I'm surprised that anybody sits through it because it's a lot of rambling and I don't really know. I don't know. I think that one was probably the only video I sat through and watched just to, like, really try not to repeat myself too much. So I'm always surprised when people said they watched it, but I'm not going to be mad about it. I like sci-fi movies more than books. It's hard to read about laser guns over and over again. See, I don't read sci-fi with, like, laser guns. I don't think I do. I don't think there were laser guns in Illuminae. But I didn't like Illuminae. So maybe I don't... I didn't like Illuminae. I didn't like Docile. I did like The Martian, though. There were no laser guns in The Martian. I thought I didn't read a lot of sci-fi and fantasy, and then I started tracking my reading and learned that they're my two most read genres. Tracking your reading will do that. You always think that you like something, and then surprise, it's something else. That's how I feel when I say I like contemporary. And then it's like fantasy and sci-fi. Well, not really sci-fi, but fantasy just all over it. I think with the fantasy, though, those tend to be books that I wasn't probably interested in or I wasn't as motivated to get to, but everyone was talking about it or I'd heard so much about it that I was like, let's do it. I feel like with contemporary, no one really, I don't know. There are far less standalone review videos for most contemporary novels, just in general, unless it's been a book. Could we go away? Thank you. Unless it's been a book that's been out for a while and has received some kind of hype. And then otherwise, like, you just don't hear about it. And so it's hard for me to be like, am I going to read this or am I not going to read this? Because I pay zero attention to a Goodreads review. Like, unless I'm halfway through the book and I'm not feeling something, or I want to know if another person was seeing this, then I'll look at a Goodreads review. But I'm not going to sit there and look through the reviews of all the contemporaries that I want to read. So I'd really be doing the genre dirty. And maybe I'll try to fix that in the last half of the year. Who knows? Hello, happy you could make it. I know this was very impromptu, but you know, it is what it is. You love to see it. Happy you're here. Feel free to continue to leave your questions and comments in the chat. Because like I said, this is impromptu. I have nothing scheduled, thought about to speak on. Can't tell you how my reading is going because I'm not reading anything. Hoping that July will be better. Maybe, fingers crossed, I'll have figured out my schedule in July. There's still a lot of, I think I'm only nervous because there's like a good like 10 arcs on my Kindle that are supposed to come out in September. And so I'm like, I need to find a way to get through these, but also get through the books I just ordered, but also maybe I could get an audiobook from the library. I don't know what's happening, but I need to work on it. I need to get it in line. That's my July goal. So I haven't read a real book, not manga, in a month. Well, at least I think the manga counts as a real book. I put a manga on my best books of the year last year. So who am I to say that it's not a real book? But I haven't read I've been reading novels pretty consistently. Don't know how many books I've read this month. We'll find out together in my wrap up. But I feel like it's more than I thought I would get to, but also not as many as I would have liked to get to. Also, the next thing I want to pick up is American Royals 2. I really want to finish that book. I got 10 chapters in, and I haven't let myself pick it up because I need to finish Felix. But I have an arc that is coming out on Tuesday that I haven't touched yet at all. And I'm like, I should get to that. And then I have some... So I don't know. I want to pick up American Royals too, but I'm using it as an incentive. I'm not going to lie, because I know that I'm going to love it. I read 10 chapters, not seen a bad thing yet. You love to see it. In fact, it's low-key better than the first book, but I'm not letting myself finish it until I'm a more productive human, I think. Do I have favorite authors you wish everybody would read? Mary H.K. Choi, but I think enough people read her, so let's look through my Goodreads. I think Mary H.K. Choi is still the only one that I honestly think people need to read. I think that Mary's books are great. I think Emergency Contact and Permanent Record are 5-star reads. I know people try to put them against each other. I know they try to compare the two, but they are wildly different. Emergency Contact is actual love story. Permanent Record is a slice of life that happens to include a romance arc. They're not the same. You can't compare them, but they're both iconic. But let's see here. Where would I want to look? I guess my books and then maybe my favorite shelf. That would probably be the smart place to go. What do I have on this favorite shelf? I wish people would pick up Sarah Liu. Her book, The Best Lies, was an excellent debut. That was great. Ngozi Okazu, she wrote the Check Please volumes, both 1 and 2. I think it's on Webtoon or like on Tumblr. You can read it for free if you want. You don't have to purchase it. So that's more of an accessible option. But I think her books, both of her graphic novels, well, let me take it back. I haven't read 2 yet. But her first volume was excellent. And I spent all of 2019 with people hyping up Fence. Fence is utter trash. Like, not even compared to anything, just on its own, Fence isn't good. Like, it's okay. Like, it's a cute story. But 12 issues and nothing happens. No kind of plot progression, no kind of character arcs. Garbage. Check Please is now complete with 2 volumes, and both were excellent. Tom Ryan, Keep This to Yourself. I really loved it. Really loved to see it. I think that's everything. I do like Liane Moriarty. I know that a lot of people just read Big Little Lies because they got the adaptation, but I also enjoyed The Husband's Secret. I think I enjoyed that one a lot. What was it? What Alice Forgot was good. The only one I didn't like that I've read from her so far is 9 Perfect Strangers. 9 Perfect Strangers, like, I just don't know who that was for. Like, is it good and like suspenseful? Yes. Is the audiobook great? Yes. But there was like a questionable plot line that it just lost me from the beginning. But overall, Liane Moriarty is great outside of Big Little Lies. All of her books aren't like Big Little Lies, though. I mean, they're similar in the sense that they're multiple perspective. Usually you'll get 3. Usually they'll all be women. Usually we're in a nice little suburb somewhere. Usually one of them is like a little bit older. They may have some infertility issues. But still, great books by Miss Moriarty. 10 out of 10 recommend them. The ones with, I don't know who does the audiobook narration, but one of the audiobook narrators is good. The one who does Big Little Lies, The Husband's Secret, What Alice Forgot, 9 Perfect Strangers, that narrator, great. The other one, not listening. That's my duty. I don't want to remember they exist, but every time I look at my Kindle, I'm like, you're just full of e-arcs, and I should probably get to them. Only a handful that I actually like really truly want and was really truly excited for, but even the ones where I was just like, why not request it? I still want to at least make the attempt. Yeah, I don't read reviews often. Yeah, like who's reading reviews before they? I mean, I guess if I bought more of my books, I might read more reviews. But the fact that I get most of them from the library, we can be a little risky. Don't apologize for being late. We've only been here for 30 minutes. Like it's a short time. People have lives. I'm not upset. Like, I'm happy you could make it. Could we rotate? Thank you. Thank you for your congratulations. I appreciate it. Thank you for the congrats. I always waffle with the deserve. I don't know. I feel like that's just a word that's not particularly in my vocabulary, but I appreciate it. So I'm assuming we're talking about Fence because then you said you stopped at volume 2. Fence is trash. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it. I wish I did. I truly wish that I understood it. I have no idea why Fence is so hyped so much when nothing does happen. Like, literally nothing happens. It has like nice art. The art is it's nice, but literally nothing happened. When I think there's 3 volumes out. I want to say there's 3 now. Maybe there's 4. Don't quote me on that one. But when nothing was happening, I was like, who is commissioning this? Like, who is paying this? Like, because they're not long. They're all like 100 pages and nothing happens. Like, it took until the end of the 3rd volume for things to actually move forward. trash. I think young girls who like fantasy should all read Tamora Pierce. I recommend her Tortal books to literally everybody. They're comfort reads for me. I've heard really good things about Tamora Pierce. I tried reading one of her books when I want to say I was in middle school. Couldn't get into it, but I have heard good things. Is there any book YouTube content that you are invested in now other than BookTube? Also, thank you. I have been watching anti-MLM videos. So I've been watching a lot of people talking about multi-level marketing and how they hurt people. So that's where I've been. That's where my energy was before. I want to say before, I guess yesterday, really. I've been really trash about watching actual BookTube content from other people, like actually seeking BookTube content out. Partially because it's really easy to watch people talk about pyramid schemes for hours on end. But I'm back in it. We're doing the thing. We're scrolling through people's videos, leaving comments, being supportive, all of the fun stuff. Hello, I see. Can I not? There we are. Hello, I see you in other YouTubers' chats, and your live just popped on my list. What are we talking about? We're talking about whatever you guys want to talk about. Probably could have titled this better, but we're just doing like a 2K Q&A, doing whatever it is you guys want to talk about. Nothing is planned. We're just living our best lives over here. It is a rabbit hole, and I'm down it. We're in it. We're doing it. They're all great. All of the MLL companies, they're all equal trash. I think my favorite is Young Living, just because I think they have the most crazy, they have the most outlandish origin story. I was shook. I was shaken. Was not ready for it. Yeah, I also spend too much time watching anti-limit. I can't talk. I also spend way too much time with it. It's probably not healthy. Probably could be spending my time reading, but we're here. We're doing it. They weren't. Did one? I guess maybe one had to have on my other channel, because I upload BookTube videos, obviously, on this channel. I comment on BookTube videos on this channel just so I can keep my recommendation feed actually like booktubers and like book content. And then on a separate Gmail account, I watch just like literally anything that's not BookTube. And so I guess maybe one popped up in my record. No, I was watching a video about Rachel Hollis. And after I watched that video about Rachel Hollis, I think in the sidebar, there was another video by that same person talking about Arbonne. And after I watched that video, it was over for me. Over for me. My friend is always in some pyramid scheme, but she started selling something I really like. Is that why you were out here tweeting about those Color Street? I saw that tweet and I was like, isn't Color Street a pyramid scheme? But I was like, let me not put that out there on the timeline like that. But I'm happy. I'm happy you like it. I mean, they look nice. They look fine. Apparently, they also sell them at like Walmart and Ulta. They just don't have the color selection, which I think is kind of wild. I don't know. I don't do my nails. I mean, I do nails. We went over this on my last live. You can see the polish over there. But the polish is fine. I don't need a sticker. I don't need a nail polish sticker. They are addicting. I'm happy we can all agree on that. I'm happy that we are all living here. I think I have a friend in MLM. It's really sad. But when you don't know the person personally, it's hard to do anything other than, yeah. I mean, when I've only had one person pop up on my Facebook friend list that was out here trying to sell It Works. But no one was trying to buy from her. I was good. We got another Tamora Pierce fan in the chat. I'm happy for you. Beachbody reps are the most. I'm sorry you got to deal with them. I only see them in the videos, but their posts do be next level. Maybe if I was more into like the fitness communities, I would see them, but luckily I'm not, and so I don't have to deal with them. I only get beach. I'm sorry you have to deal with that. I've gotten a couple, usually on the MLM video, and I'm like, that's funny. The algorithm is really doing its job. Yes, but they are so easy and last longer. It's literally nail polish. If you want it to last longer, just get a good top coat. What do you mean they last? It's just a sticker. You get a good base coat, you get a good top coat, it ain't going nowhere. I mean, I'm not a mom, so maybe I can't be like their mom approved. But I don't know. And my nails are naked right now. I had to remove them. But maybe that's just me. Maybe I shouldn't judge. I would rather. Okay, being lazy I understand because it'd be annoying. It does be annoying. It does. Especially when you have to do your non-dominant hand. Like I'm not left-handed, and so I try to like paint my right hand. It's not cute, it's not a look, but that's what liquid latex is for. And then you just peel it off and it looks super nice and you can feel good about yourself. And you just truly love to see it. I just pay people to do mine. Okay, well, we're in a pandemic. Fun fact. Can I click this? Yeah. Fun fact, we're in a pandemic, and I'm not trying to go to a nail salon. I don't even know if nail salons are open in my state. And even if they were open in my state, I don't even know if they're open in my county. LA County is on a whole different level out here. But I'm not trying to die. Not trying to get Mitch Rona. Not trying to see it. So I'll continue to do them. Hello. But I haven't. How are you going to say you out here with the whole chest saying I just pay people to get mine, and you haven't gone in over a year? Make it make sense. What is your favorite color? I don't really have a favorite color. I can tell you the two that I actually use are this gold one from Essie and this red one from Sally Hansen because they actually dry. The other polishes I bought, they don't dry. And I'm like, the fuck are you doing? So I think it has to be something in the desert. I don't know. Because that should be on my nails. Thin coat, a good like 12 minutes. Still wants to rub off. So I don't fuck with them. I think they were a waste of my money. But we're just doing the best with whatever we got. Oh, and then I just put the hollow top coats on them. So I got the unicorn skin. Is this unicorn? Yeah, solar unicorn and flaky hollow. And they just make any nail polish look that much better. So that's what's been on my nails in the videos. I'm not. Are you? There were like 4,000 new cases in California yesterday. Not trying to be one of them. No, we are too close to finally being monetized for me to catch Miss Rona. Not about it. Not here for it. Not when I spent too much money over here to get the polish. We're good. Like I'm fine. A true mess. Yes, that's what that is. But if it wasn't like risky and I couldn't die, then maybe I would. But I'm good. Yes, the red polish. What is this? The Manny and Me polish to dry fast and really good coverage. Highly recommend. I might make a note of that. Currently not trying to buy any more polish because I spent too much money and felt like a whole lie. Like a whole lie. On these others that I thought would also be fine. And then they weren't fine. But I have taken a picture. We have jotted it down. I'm good on the press-ons. I did buy some press-ons, but I'm good. I don't need them in my life. I don't need it, but I'm happy they exist for people. My neighbors have parties every other night, and I'm still surprised they haven't died. See, I don't have time for it. I don't have time. I don't. I don't. I don't understand. Maybe it's because I've always been a homebody. Never really felt the need to be running around in these streets, but especially don't feel the need in the middle of a pandemic. Like, the fuck I look like running around in these streets and people are dying. I can party over here. We are having a party right now. There's me and you. There's 45 people here today. I'm good. I can't fit 45 people in my house. I don't have a food budget to feed 45 people. Because they are making life... I'm happy they're making... I would assume they would make life easy. But I just have my normal nail. And I'm letting them breathe for a second. Because for a good, month, they were getting painted. And we're not doing that. They need to be fine. And live and not be stained yellow, because I can't be walking around with just yellow nails. That would bother me a lot. So is what it is. Let's check in on the phone, make sure nothing needed to be moderated. I can't imagine anything would, but like I said, people in my honest stream, they be saying the word white, and it'd be a whole problem. So what have you guys been up to this weekend? What did you guys do? Do you have any exciting plans for the coming week? Next Sunday is my birthday, and I was toying with the idea of going live. Don't know what I would do, but I was toying with that idea just because it was my birthday. But other than that, I don't have anything planned. Nothing exciting is happening for me. Nothing is really going on. I don't have anything exciting planned. So that's where I'm at. Are you into bookish goodies like candles? Oh. I don't like bookmarks. I think that bookmarks are just... Oh, I don't want to say a waste of money, because I understand some of them are really artistic. They get that, but it just seems like a waste of... I could just use the receipt. I would much rather use the receipt. So one second. So I don't know. I would much rather use the receipt. I think that the receipt, much easier. Don't have to pay for it. What was it? I think it was Wednesday when they sent me an ARC a couple months ago. They sent me a bookmark, and it was nice. Candles, I don't know. I don't really know what a good price for a candle is. I think that's where they kind of they miss me. Because the bookish candles be looking super expensive. And I'm for the same price, I could just go to any store, go to the clearance section, go to the regular section, get a nice, healthy, heavy candle. And so I haven't bought any bookish candles. And when I was subscribed to Owl Crate, none were in the 3 months that I was subscribed for. And so I don't go out of my way to get either of these items, but I don't think they're inherently terrible ideas. I think if you're going to have a candle business, in general anyway. Like, why not make it kind of bookish themed? I don't know. I guess that's where I fall on that one. I have not read the controversial book, The Captive Prince, because I love myself. And I've seen people talk about The Captive Prince. And I'm like, I don't really need that. I don't need to offer my opinions on that one. I don't think the world needs my view on that one. So I haven't read it, and I currently have no plans on reading it. I know that when Docile was coming out and people were kind of talking about Docile, they were comparing it to The Captive Prince. I can only imagine The Captive Prince would be worse, potentially better, but the bar to be better than Docile is so low that wouldn't be worth it. Wouldn't be worth it. Some more happy early birthdays. I appreciate it. I'm not going to put them all up on the screen, but I do see them. I hope you get some reading done too. I hope I get some reading done. Like, on June, I want to say it was like June 3rd, I bought like 12 books. A good 6 of them still have not arrived. Still very bitter about it. Can we talk about Bookshop for a hot second? Can we talk about it? Okay. So I understand that like the hot thing to do right now is to support indie bookstores. I understand that even before the current situation, the hot thing to do was support indie bookstores. I get it. I like it. I appreciate it. And so fine. I'm happy that they exist. So June 3rd rolls around, I'm like, let me order these black books from the independent bookstores. So that means going through Bookshop. First of all, ordering your indie books through Bookshop is really questionable because while you can kind of... So I bought my books from Semicolon Bookshop in Chicago. I don't think that's the name of the store, but it's like Semicolon Bookstore and Art Gallery or something. So I bought them through there, and then I also bought some of them from one in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I want to say it's like Fulcrum, but I know that's not right. They're both Black owned, and so they both got some of my money. But if you can just go onto the Bookshop website and they'll just spread it out evenly. I don't understand how it works. I'm not pretend to understand like I know how it works. But even if you... It's weird. I don't know what books supported what bookstore. I don't like the fact that I bought 12 books that were low-key full price, like maybe $1 off. No free shipping. And it's like, I understand that you're buying it and supporting the local bookstores, but the bookstores don't ship it to you. Like, Bookshop sends it to you. And it's not even Bookshop. It's fucking Ingram, like the book publishing printer. So like the fact that I can't get free shipping on 12 books, that really rubbed me the wrong way, and it made me not want to buy independent books anymore. I'm just gonna be serious, like, because that was a lot in shipping, and they're still not here. It was the 3rd. That was a good 15 days ago at least. Come on now. Let me scroll back up 1 second. So we got The Captive Prince. We talked about that. I plan to stay in bed and tweet all day. Love that for you. We'll probably be doing the same thing. My birthday is the 4th of July, and my Grams got me a Keurig. I need nothing else. That's nice. I'm happy for you. This book was full of reading, and I was on a roll taking good advantage of my Kindle Unlimited subscription. I'm assuming it was this month. I think I had Kindle Unlimited, like a free trial for a couple of months, and I never used it. But I'm happy that it exists for people, because I know some people get a lot of books read through Kindle Unlimited. Receipts are the perfect bookmark. They are excellent. Finishing up work for my school district this week. I'm a teacher and starting babysitting gig for the summer. It's exciting. Like, that's fun. I've never been a babysitter. Like, I've watched Cousins and things, but that's nice. I used to live 10 minutes away from a Yankee Candle outlet store, though that sounds like the days, because those are some good candles. Those are some good candles. I keep trying to remember to use a bookmark, and I just remember the page number. Rarely works. Yeah, I've never trusted myself to remember a page number. That was never going to happen for me. That is not going to stay in my brain. I would dog ear a page before I was like, I'm not going to remember the page number. Wouldn't even think to pretend that I would remember that. Cassidy, I tweeted about this like twice. I tweeted an hour and a half or so before I actually went live. And then I tweeted a second time that I was, hey, by the time I'm done tweeting this, I'm going to be live. So if you didn't know, then I don't know what to tell you. It wasn't a secret. Free. Oh, I did click. I'm just out of it. That's what happens when you get no sleep. Free bookmarks are the only bookmarks that I recognize. Reading sprints will probably happen next week because I'm telling you, it is way too hot right now. Like it's disgustingly hot for me to sit here and try and do reading sprints like that. But next week on Sunday, next Sunday for sure. Birthday stream, we can do reading sprints. So, but like I'm saying, it's not even from the indies. Like, if I ordered something from the Ripped Bodice, which is like down the mountain from me, sure, I would understand like taking a couple days. And I understand that in Corona, there's shipping delays. That's fine. But you're literally shipping books from the warehouse. Like when you go on to the USPS and you put in your tracking number, I mean, I don't have to do all that because I just have informed delivery. And so I just it auto generates for me. I don't need Bookshop to send me the tracking numbers, which were also delayed. Bookshop they took forever, one, to email me that anything had been shipped. And then two, I think they've emailed me twice more since then. I've had like 2 more things get ready to go. They didn't just email me with the things that had shipped. They sent me my entire order and expected me to like figure out which tracking numbers were new tracking numbers and which tracking numbers were old tracking numbers because they didn't send everything at the same time. I'll get I think 3 packages were shipped on the same day. But those 3 packages, I don't understand why they were 3 fucking packages. Like Felix Ever After came in 1 package, and then I had another package come with 2 books, and then I had another package come with 6? Like 6 books. Didn't make no goddamn sense. Don't make sense to me. I don't like Bookshop. It actually really bothers me. And I probably won't ever order through them again because I don't like them. They are not the moment. I'm sorry. They are expensive. It's crazy. Also, I thought I was ordering a hardback of one of these books, and I don't mind paperbacks. I'm not one of those people. But it came in as a paperback, and I was like, this is a paperback? I don't remember that. So I'm sure that was on me and not on them, but they're too expensive. Like, I don't buy my books on Amazon most of the time. I don't know why I'm talking about expensive. Like, I don't just be walking into Barnes & Noble. But even if you buy from the Barnes & Noble website and opt to pick up in store, which is what I do most times because it's right down the street, and if you pick up in store, you get free shipping. And so you really don't need the $25 a year membership unless you don't live next to a Barnes & Noble, because the online price 9 times out of 10 is cheaper. But so my bookstore is Barnes & Noble, which is cheaper. It's not as cheap as Amazon, but I can't be fucking with Bookshop like that. Yeah, I miss and I understand why it's expensive. I understand why they can't offer the same discount, but it's hard. Also, how much money is really going to the bookstore? See, with Bookshop, that's why I was trying to order from the Semicolon website and from the Fulcrum website, because then I understood. It tells you how much is going to the bookstore. Like when I finished my order, it tells you like, oh, congratulations, like you earned $60 for independent bookstores. Now I don't know how they break it up if you just are on the Bookshop website and you're just buying books. But that's why I was trying to go through those two directly, so I would know that those two were getting some. But they don't break it down for you. Falls, not to Cassidy. I was getting this computer. One, you were talking about that computer a long time ago this morning. Secondly, you posted your ass being home with your computer when I was tweeting out for the second time that I was about to go live. Check the timestamps. And thirdly, you showed a video in the group chat of all the devices you could be watching the stream on. So even if you were setting up a new computer, you could still watch it on your phone. You could watch it on your iPad. You could watch it on the MacBook. So you had a plethora of options. But feel free to get back to me. I'm not going anywhere. Or Alicia, could I just want to click on the right message. Also, you could ring the bell for notifications and make sure that YouTube notifications are enabled on your phone. Anything is possible. Good to know. Usually after I place the book order, I'm not trying to to cancel it, but that's good information to have. Try to support indie authors if you can. If you do, the best thing you can do for them is to leave. That is true. This is where my issue comes in. I don't buy books on Amazon. And so I bought 2 books by indie authors that I'm going to include in the haul when my books get here. They were initially going to just be talked about in my Queer Blockathon, Readathon, TBR video that I didn't actually wind up editing and posting. But I did buy 2 of them. But I can't leave a review on Amazon because I don't buy things on Amazon. And you can't review things on Amazon unless you've spent $50 with them. So they'll get a Goodreads review. I think that the Amazon review policy is probably the thing that I hate the most, just in general. But I also think it's the thing that no one talks about when we talk about consumerism on BookTube. Like, that's a $50 barrier. And authors are always tweeting out that they want to hit 50 reviews on Amazon. And I'm like, I don't buy on Amazon. Like, I don't. You can't have it both ways, authors. You can't be telling people not to buy your book on Amazon and to buy it at independent. When those 2 indie books were even available through Bookshop, I was low-key gagged. But I'm like, I can't review on Amazon because I haven't spent $50 with them. And I don't know if it's like $50. I mean, I'm assuming it's $50 in general. I would assume that you don't need to buy $50 worth of books on Amazon. I'm assuming, but you can't have it both ways. Yes, more buy some indie authors. You are here now. Congratulations. Happy that you could make it. Yeah, the review policy is disgusting. Like, I can't just buy the book. It's crazy. I don't understand it. I mean, I would hope that if you just bought the book, they would be able to waive the policy. I don't know how they do their thing. I just know that you can't, just in general, review things if you don't have $50. And I kind of get why, but I also just don't. Like, what does me buying $50 worth of laundry detergent have anything to do with me leaving a review on some random indie book? So These two indie books won't get reviewed on Amazon, but like I said, they'll get a Goodreads review. Assuming I actually read them, because I put them off for the readathon, so the 50 in general is to prevent spam reviews, but it's super. I don't see. I don't know. I guess people will really be shopping on Amazon like that. I understand, like I said, that Amazon does have really good prices, but when it comes to book, the Barnes & Noble website is usually a pretty good match. It's not always a match. Sometimes it'll only be like $1. It'll be like $1 more than it is on Amazon, but it is what it is. I'm also low-key annoyed that Barnes & Noble won't price match their website, but that's a complaint for another day. I guess $50 is going to stop people from spamming. I guess it has been. It's their policy. They've been working with it. But I think it's silly. I also think it's silly. Mostly I think it's silly, like I was saying, to like all the authors are saying to buy indie, support the indie books. Not indie books, but like indie bookstores. Which is why I was shook. I mean, I guess if it's Ingram, it's not that surprising. You could get the indie book there. But anyway, nowhere near you. That's sad. I love, like I said, Barnes & Noble is my favorite. I know there's other big ones like Half Price Books and like Second and Charles and like Books a Million. Those aren't near me, so I don't fuck with them, but I would fuck with them over Amazon. I would make do. I mean, it also doesn't help that people give a book a 1-star that they didn't review because their favorite reviewer said a book was bad. Do people actually do that? I don't know if people actually do that. Like, I know people will review things on Goodreads before the book is even out, and I think that's kind of questionable. Like, it's one thing to type a review in order to, like, update the people who follow you or whatever, because I know some big Goodreads people do that. They'll be like, oh, I'm excited for this release, and like they'll feed it through their feed a couple of times. But do people actually leave like, oh, so and so hated this, so I'm gonna give it 1 star? Do people do that? That's wild. I don't have the energy for that. I don't have the energy to be rating books I didn't read like that. I will never not be shook that Half Price Books is not in Southern California. It's not. Never seen a Half Price Books. Never. I don't know. I only hear about them when other people talk about going to them in the vlog. Like, they just don't exist. We have Barnes & Noble and independent bookstores. Like, there's an independent bookstore in my town. I've talked about it several times that allegedly focuses on romance books. But every time I ever go in there looking for any kind of romance book that the booktubers are hot and bothered by, never there. Not ever there. I still have not seen Red, White, and Royal Blue. So I finally, like, eventually I started to see like Fixer Up, and Alicia Rye, she did like a virtual signing event with them recently, which I was kind of shook by. So they finally are getting some things popping, but they took forever. And I'm like, you're billing yourself as romance. Ma'am, I can drive to the Ripped Bodice. It's only like an hour away. It is not inconvenient. You need to step up. Yeah, I think rating a review like 1 star because someone else didn't read, that's wild to me. That's wild. A different state? I mean, I don't know why I'm acting like this is so wild. Because it's not like I grew up with the Barnes & Noble near me. When I grew up, Walden Books was still popping, which I think was technically owned by Barnes & Noble. I think Barnes & Noble bought it, and then they shut it down because it wasn't profitable. But still, a different state? I don't know about that. But the races come out with 1 stars when they haven't read it. That's true. That I feel like I've seen more people talk about that. So that I would probably believe. My favorite book has a ton of 1-star reviews because one well-known person said it was bad. What was the book? I mean, I probably haven't read this book because I've read very, very few things. Every time I look at Goodreads and I see my number, it's like 500 books. I'm like, that's great. And then I'll go to like accept a friend request, and I'll see, the people in my friends list, or I'll see their number, and they'll be like 900, 1,200, 2,000. And I'm like, when in your life do you have time to read that many? Like, you've read 2,000 books? Will never be me. I think half-price books is too expensive. I've never been, so I can't speak. Like I said, I'm a Barnes & Noble girl, and Barnes & Noble isn't exactly cheap, but their website is cheap, I think. I don't think the membership is worth it. I don't think I ever really saved that much with the membership. I think you actually save more if you buy online and pick up in store, like I was saying. But even if you don't pick up in store, if you buy online, $35 I think is reasonable for free shipping. But I don't know. I don't know. The book community is weird because they were really obsessed with like Book Outlet, and I never found anything on there worth buying. I never find anything worth. I mean, thrift books I think is a little bit better, but even then I'm like I could go to Goodwill. So I don't. When it comes to books, I feel like I don't really know what is expensive and what is actually cheap. I've started supporting Black-owned bookstores, and it's not cheap, but I buy 1 book a month. See, I don't typically buy things. I think I bought those 12 books because I hadn't been able to go to the library and get a new physical book since March. So I wanted a physical book so bad. And so I think if I were to buy them like once a month like you do, then I probably wouldn't mind that it was a full price book. I think that I would still appreciate the deal. But I would be able to live with it. The closest bookstore to me is the Barnes & Noble in the Mall of an hour away? An hour away? Okay. I guess I see a lot of people be going on Amazon, but Amazon still isn't free shipping either unless you have Prime. And I guess a lot of people have Prime. Let me not even open that can of worms. That number includes your want to read shelf. It does? I guess I always forget that some people have a really large want to read shelf. Here's what I want to know. Who is actually using their want to read shelf as like when they go to pick up a new book from either the library or the bookstore? Who's scrolling through their want to read shelf? Because I have like a vague idea of what's on my want to read shelf, but I would never scroll through it. And people are always shook that I have like 50 books on it. And my question to the people in the chat is if you have over like 100 books on your want to read shelf, how does that work? Like, how? Because I don't understand it personally. Because like I said, I barely have a good understanding, and I only have like 55. So if you have over 100, how do you utilize? Like, are you even utilizing it? Oh my goodness, I'm choking on my own. Okay, not gonna cough. Okay, that was a lie. Get some water. I read like 20 books a year, and see other people reading over 100, and that's wild. Thank you. I'll be on. I swear, BookTube, the worst thing BookTube ever did, is like warp people's like mind in terms of like how many books they're supposed to be reading a year. I mean, I don't think anybody is actually arguing you're supposed to read any number of books, but I think that a lot of the language people be using, it'd be rubbing me the wrong way. Anytime I see someone talking about, I only read 6 books, I only read 12 books. It's not a lot, but I read 17 books this month. I'm like, 17? That's like a quarter of what I read all year. Like, that's half of what I read all year. 17, that's more than half of what I read in 2018. Like, what do you mean you only read 17 books? I hate that language. I want it to go die in a corner. I think, and I also think that it, I'm gonna say it. I don't really watch a lot of like the bigger booktubers. Like anybody over 200,000 people, I'm probably not watching their content Okay, let me take it back. I'm definitely not watching their content regularly. And anybody under 200 to like, I don't know, 89,000, I guess, I'm probably not watching your content regularly either. But the constant criticism I see of a lot of the people up there in that little subscriber bracket is that they aren't reading. They aren't reading enough. And I'm just like, how many books do you expect people to read? Like, people have whole ass lives. Like, what do you mean? Like, this thing where it's like, oh, so-and-so read 53 books this month and they only have this many subscribers. Like, okay, that's not how this works. I don't get it. I think however many books you read in a year is a great number. I think if you manage to read 1 book a month, half a book a month, you read something. And I wish that we would all have that energy, but I feel like that's not the energy I be seeing, and I would like to see it. Where was I? We are so far behind. I can't remember the last time I looked. You can't remember. What is it doing? What is it doing if you can't even remember? Okay. I need to have a separate read immediately shelf. Okay, that makes sense to me. What is your first or most memorable bookish memory from my childhood? My favorite bookish memory is, we're going to be talking about Miss Turfling for a moment here. Not because that series shaped my reading, but I think it's just like a funny anecdote, and it happens to involve one of her books. But I was in the 4th grade, and your boy Monty has always been illiterate. Like, in 4th grade was when we started doing separate reading groups. At least that's when they did it at the school I was at that year. And your boy was put in the dumb bitch reading group because he was a dumb bitch who lacked reading comprehension. Surprising nobody. I eventually got out of it. I eventually got into the smart kid reading group by the time we left elementary school. But in 4th grade, I was in the dumb bitch group. Like, I was low-key, high-key, not reading at grade level. Dumb bitch status. And so I went to the library, and I was reading my Harry Potters. And, like, the first 3 books, I guess, were fine. Like, they were at my reading level. The librarian had no issue. And then I went to collect the 4th book, and they were like, you can't check it out. And I was like, what do you mean I can't check it out? And they were like, you're a dumb bitch. It's above your reading level. Go away. They were nicer than that. They just said I couldn't check it out. But for the purpose of the story, that's what they said to me. And so I had to wait until the librarian was like gone from the counter and like rush over with the book and check it out like stealth-like. And they were not happy when I returned it. But I read it. I understood it. Mostly, I did have some issue with the first chapter. The first chapter, we all know what it is. I was like, what is going on here? My friends explained it to me. They were like, Monty, stop being a dumb bitch. Just keep reading. It all came full circle. But that's my most memorable. I think and it's not even, I wasn't even that young, because I haven't always been a reader. I think 4th grade was probably when I started reading a lot. And then by 5th grade, I had a higher reading level. We was Gucci. It was great. And then in 6th grade, your boy had the highest reading level in the elementary school. We had crushed them. We had our foot on their necks. It was great. I read 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea in 6th grade. It's my favorite book of all time. I haven't read it in a long time. And the book is a lot shorter than I remember it being. So I'm kind of scared to read it again. So I'm like, what did I get out of this? It's also the only Jules Verne I liked. I did not like Around the World in 80 Days. And I had a DNF, Journey to the Center of the Earth. But 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea is a quality science fiction novel, and I stand by that. Okay, so you check your want to read shelf often, or sometimes, not often. You think you have 53. That's a valid one. I download samples onto my Kindle and then use that list. See, that is smart. That is smart. I would never think to do that. That is the last place I check. I have a wish list. Okay. See, I don't really have a wish list. Let me not lie to the people. I have a wish list, but I'm so bad at updating the wish list because, again, I don't use Amazon and I don't send my wish list to people. I don't have a link to my videos. It's not in my Twitter bio. Like, it exists for, like, I guess me. I don't know. And I'm terrible at updating it. And someone asked for it recently, and I was like, I thought they were joking. Like, I didn't even think they were serious. So then I had to, like, go in and update it. So Heather always uses the want to read shelf, but I don't pay attention to early stuff. So why is it still there? Why don't you just get rid of it? Why keep it? I'm not the person that should be talking, but a little white teenager girl said The Black Witch by Laurie Forrest is racist, and it's not. I do remember that. I do remember that a lot of people thought that book was racist. I remember that discussion on BookTube happening. I haven't read it. Own voice review says it's not. So I've never read it. I have no plans on reading it, but I do remember that people were saying that. Can we stop jumping? I will get back to that person. I'm not trying to ignore you. Mine is fairly diverse, so whenever I want something new or going to slump, I scroll through it. Okay, y'all people actually utilize it. Okay. Me too, I use my Amazon wishlist. I don't utilize Goodreads want to read. People be on Amazon all the time, apparently. I use it as a you've thought about this before reminder. When someone posts about a book I already want on my want to read shelf, I consider really trying to get my hands on it. I never scroll through, though. Okay, that sounds like a good method. True, I missed it, but I'm happy it was true. I try not to lie. When I do lie to the people, I try to be transparent about it. I have an over-organized Goodreads shelf. I have my big want to read, but also have non-exclusive shelves for genre. Okay, that sounds like something I will never do, but that sounds pretty smart. It's kind of by chance. If I find a cool book and then go to Goodreads and it's on my want to read, it's like woo kind of a thing, rather than a list of books to seek out. Okay, that's valid. As long as you enjoy the books, exactly. That is what matters. Most of everyone I know has even... Thank you. Those people either read super fast or listen to a lot of audiobooks if they don't say it. That's probably true. Being able to read it all is a gift, so I never take it for granted. Good energy. No, my coaster. Oh, and you do check your genre TBRs. That makes sense. But I also think that if you have genre TBRs, they would most definitely be more helpful than a list of 3,000 books. So, valid. Most of the big booktubers, I haven't even... I mean, you know, they've been at it for a long time. That's my guess. You love it. Hello, Camille. Happy you could make it. I'm happy it's a good book. I haven't reread it in a long time. I'm scared to, but it's so good. Update wishlist and drop the link, preferably before your birthday. I guess. Do I want to tweet it out? I don't really want to tweet it out. Feels weird. Like who? I will. Okay, that was like an hour ago. I will try to tweet it out after the stream. We're currently at an hour and a half. So we could let's go for another half hour. We'll do a full 2 hours. So what is that? What time is it? I literally was just looking at my phone. So if it's 6:24, then we will end this at 7 my time, which is 10 Pacific, 10 Eastern. So that's what we're doing. Hello, I wanted to join this live earlier, but I was doing summer solstice ritual. I'm happy that you were doing your ritual. I hope it went well for you. And I'm, like I said, I'm going to be here for the next like 30 or so minutes, just answering questions, hanging out, currently talking about people's want to read shelves. I'm assuming this is about the wish list. I will try to do that. Again, the only reason I don't know. I have a tiny bookshelf. This is I can't say this is a singular shelf that I have, because I think I said this in a couple of videos or a video. I did buy another cube organizer. I went and I got the 12 cube. But I'm not trying to be like Mayana, who is always buying bookshelves. I think Chandler just bought some new bookshelves. I mean, Chandler bought a whole house, so Chandler got plenty of space for her bookshelves. But I don't know. I don't like buying a lot of books. So that's the only reason I haven't actually tweeted out my wish list, because I don't like clutter on the shelf. I don't like it. So, and I also don't like unsolicited mail. It's weird to me. It's weird. Like, even I think it was Wednesday, they sent me More Than Enough. That was weird. Was not expecting that piece of book mail. So that's why I haven't. It's not that I don't want people to buy me things. I just think it's weird. It's weird. And I am still behind. So let's catch up. Let's go back. Because it's hard to mass delete things on Goodreads. It's trash. I think a lot of people have all these issues with Goodreads, and I don't think it's that hard. I think you can easily mass delete things on Goodreads, can't you? Let's not lie to the people. I can share my screen. We can do that. Let's see how this works. I mean, I know how to share my screen, but let's go to Goodreads before I am actually lying to the people. Let's see here. Go to it's a good thing we're not sharing this. My books. I refuse to believe that it's that difficult. I know that it's annoying to organize things. Let's see. Okay, I lied earlier. I currently have 62 things on my want to read shelves. I'm not trying to expose you. I just want to know if it's actually that. There's a whole batch edit. Oh, Heather, this is easy. There's a whole batch edit button. A whole batch edit. Whole batch edit button. Not buying it. I've been updating my want to read shelf to be my physical TBR. That is smart. I know a lot of people do that, or they'll what was I looking for? They'll have like an exclusive shelf of like their physical TBR. I personally can't get on that level, but I know that a lot of people do. Yeah, it ends at 10 p.m. Okay, I can do math. I understand basic time zones, mostly in the United States. And I know that like England is 8 hours ahead of me where I'm at. Sometimes it's 7, depending on like whatever time of year or whatever. Might be only 7 now. Anywhere else in the world? Couldn't tell you. Hello, happy you could make it. Hope the family is doing well. I got a comment earlier from someone named Jeff, and I thought of you, so thought I would share that. I separate my Goodreads want to read and interested shelf, so I know the ones I'm actually interested versus the ones I think are cute. Y'all are too organized on Goodreads, but I think that's great. 88% of my reading is audio, and I'm not afraid. I don't think anybody should. Audiobooks are definitely books. I know that, well, but what year was that? 2018, I think, is when I read The Magician's Trilogy by Lev Grossman. That was all audiobooks. Like, I read them while I was driving to work and back home from work because I had an hour or so commute depending on traffic. Usually a little bit more than an hour, but I would listen to them going to and from work. So I kind of associate audiobooks with driving or like doing the dishes. So I can't, other people will be doing audiobooks and they're just like playing Animal Crossing or something. And I can't do that at all. But I think audiobooks are great. You know, spoiling, that's weird. Who does that? We're in 2020. People still do that. Look, Steel Crow Saga was the moment. It was, but Mr. Paul Kruger is a terrible human who's out here harassing people. So I can't, in good conscience, actually recommend his videos. Any video where I consciously remembered recommending his book, I went in and pinned a comment telling people he was a trash human and linked them to some tweets. My Goodreads review has some tweets of it. Like I said, if you want to read his book, far be it for me to like stop you, but the man is trash, and I'm really sad because that was a good book, and I would have really loved to see that adapted. But I'm gonna just have to go read Jade City now because I think Jade City also has really great reviews, and Fonda Lee blurbed Steel Crow Saga, and I would much rather support Fonda Lee at this point. Ebooks though, Monty. Okay, here's the thing with ebooks. I recently purchased a Kindle, as we all know. You can see it over here with my fruit snacks. And I like my Kindle, but I see people on the timeline buying ebooks left, right, center. Partially because they're like indie authors or they're reading a lot of romance, and I get it. Like, a lot of indie pub romance is only available on like Kindle, or I guess sometimes you can get a paperback, but it's just easier to get it on Kindle. And they be snatching them up. And they just have a Kindle full of things that they don't read. And when you buy traditionally published ebooks, they're expensive. They are so expensive. And and you don't even own it. You own a license. It's not even mine. So I would much rather, I use it for my ARCs from NetGalley, and I use it for ebooks for my library. But I don't buy ebooks for myself, and I don't really want to fall down the rabbit hole because right now it's really easy to find things on my Kindle, and I couldn't do it if it was harder. Donate them to your library when you're done. For a while I was. But my library is currently not accepting donations because of what's happening in the world. And so I like audiobooks too, but I think that's how some people get so much read. I'm sure it is. And I think that's wonderful. Is there a book series that you are interested in revisiting and talking about in future videos? Thank you for asking this. Did I talk about this? I don't think I talked about this on my channel yet. Was it? I think it was just, maybe. I don't know. We're going to talk about it now. So in December, I had this wonderful idea. And I was like, I want to revisit some lovely... this was such a bad idea. I was like, I want to revisit the literary fiction that I've read. And I'm going to read all 4 of these books. And I'm going to vlog it over however long, and then I'm going to come here and I was going to talk about it. So I was it even 4 books? I know that I was going to reread Gone with the Wind by Miss Margaret Mitchell, the most racist book I've ever read. I was going to read A Little Life by Miss Hanya Yanagihara. Again, one of the most racist books I've ever read. And just general trauma porn. And I was going to reread The Secret History by Miss Donna Tartt, which was stupid because I literally read that book like 2 months ago when I had this idea. And then there was a 4th book. I can't remember what it was. I know there was a 4-book thing. And I was going to read these literary fictions, and I was going to vlog it. And sis, I got 20%, not even 20%. I got like maybe 15% of the way into A Little Life, and I was like, I can't do this. I can't. Like, I filmed the intro to the vlog, and I was like, this is what I'm doing. This is exciting. And then cut, done, never happening. Mail, I don't know. Mail I don't know coming scares me. Like, I don't, exactly. That's why I have informed delivery everywhere. UPS, informed delivery. USPS, informed delivery. FedEx, informed delivery. And I don't get anything from FedEx. Nothing. I don't get anything from UPS. But I still have notifications turned on. Anytime that like Penguin uses UPS. And so when Penguin Teen sends me things, I oftentimes get the notification from UPS before James emails me saying that something is on the way. Love it. It's the best thing ever. If you haven't signed up for informed delivery, you need it in your life. I read more with audiobooks, and not wrong, because I can. Yeah, you can't. I personally can't because we've established that I'm a dumb bitch. But everybody else, great. It's a prop. It is not. It is. I literally just did it. I mean, I didn't delete anything, but it's. I'm sure if you guys are out here wilding with 300 books on a I don't know what Heather's is, but I'm just saying. I don't think it's that hard. It's easier on the computer than on your phone or tablet to delete things. Heather has a computer. I feel like I've definitely seen Heather's Mac in a couple of reading vlogs. But you should let yourself have that. I have nice things. I bought myself the Surface Pen, which I haven't allowed myself to buy for a really long time because everybody in the group chat was out here giving Apple their money. And I was like, I can just get the pen. That's all I needed. I talked too long because the chat, it really jumped. I did expose you. I'm not saying you're the only one. I'm saying the batch edit function does exist. Okay, we talked about Mr. Paul Kruger, trash person. The annoying thing is that there's only one letter wrong. The book doesn't come up if you search. Goodreads search it's trash. For a really long time, if you didn't include like the comma or the ampersand when you were looking for red, white, and royal blue, you would get to like a whole different section of the world. Oh, you went fishing? That sounds nice. Very Father's Day. Time is a weird you really are. Fucking yesterday when Mayana was on live and Aaron was in the whole damn future, then there was a point in the live where everybody was in the future and I was still chilling in Saturday. I was like, this isn't fair. I remember I was watching your June TBR and I was sending you prayers. I'm reading Jade City right now, only 2 pages in. I'm only 10 pages into Felix and I'm saying I'm reading it. I think that counts. I really want to read Jade City. Yeah, I don't think Jade City was really on my radar before, but I'll try it out now. They be getting everybody, and I don't want to be got. So right now, right now I haven't been gotten yet. Do I listen to audiobooks while commuting to work, or do you also listen to podcasts? I'm trash at keeping up with podcasts. The only ones that I did listen to when I was listening to podcasts was the one Serial Killers and then Cults. Both of them are done by Parcast, and both of them have the same narrator. I don't know what you call them. Hosts. They have the same hosts. One is about destructive cults, and one is about famous serial killers. And I think they're both great if you're interested in those kinds of things. I also listened to one on Heaven's Gate. I forget who it was by. I think it was just called Heaven's Gate. They mentioned it in the Heaven's Gate episodes of Cults, and that's how I found it, and it was great. Only ebooks under $5 for me. I don't want any of them. Don't want the 99 cents. No, not a Yes Literary Fiction vlog. It was canceled, I'm telling you. Okay, but $2.99 Kindle ebooks and then the $7.49 audiobook deal and then return the ebook. I don't want the audiobook though, especially not for $8. Yes, Heather, Gone with the Wind. You can still watch my Gone with the Wind review. It is up. I don't really agree with everything that I said in that video, but I do agree, and I still stand by that Rhett Butler is a trash human. Trash human, and I think that it is very hypocritical to say that you like Rhett Butler and you hate Scarlett O'Hara because they're the same person. And Melanie Hamilton is my favorite, even though she was all for the KKK. But you know what? It's a racist book, so of course she was going to be for the KKK. But she was iconic. When Melanie Hamilton, oh, can you spoil Gone with the Wind? The book is like 60 years old. So when Melanie Hamilton got to Tara and she gave birth to that baby, and she was on her deathbed, and Homegirl was like literally about to like piece the fuck out and die. And then you have like the propaganda moment where the Union soldier like happened to cross Scarlet, and Melanie appeared out of nowhere and killed the Union soldier. Iconic. She got off her deathbed to save this girl. And Scarlet, the entire first part of the book, was hating this girl. Just straight on like girl on girl hate for no reason other than Scarlet really wanted to get with Melanie's gay husband. It sent me. It like Melanie knew. Like Scarlet was just waiting for Melanie to die so she could go get with that man. And Melanie was like, no, bitch, I'm going to save your life. Iconic. The book is trash. Don't read it, but iconic. Yes, The Secret History. I was really playing myself. I'm telling you, this it's not happening. Yes, A Little Life is racist. So there are two black characters in A Little Life. I forget what their names are. There's two black characters in this little quartet of friends, and one of the black characters, he's like, I don't know if I can call myself black because I've never had to struggle in my entire life. And I was like, that's not what being black means, but go off, sir. And then I think it's the other black character, but it could still be the first black character, who is a whole cocaine addict. Like he's the artist character, whole cocaine addict, but he's also a fat character, and he's just super bitter that he's not as skinny because he's addicted to cocaine. And who's addicted to cocaine and is fat? Wild. And then you have Jude, who was like ethnically ambiguous. He ain't never get no kind of racial identity, but so he out here all kinds of ethnically ambiguous, and he was sexually assaulted. He was run over by a car. He was in an abusive relationship. He was thrown down a flight of stairs. He was saved by the white man. But the white man don't want to say that he's queer. Like the white man is still straight, even in this queer relationship with this person. And then he starts to have full-on Bella and New Moon vibes, where after this white partner like passes away, like he starts trying to kill himself again. It's wild. The whole thing is just shit. I don't know why anybody continues to read this book. When it came out in 2013, all the literary fiction people on BookTube were like, this is trash, this is garbage. Should have taken I have a review of it up on my channel. It's an old Monty video, so that means it's pre-2019 and it's pre-editing. So, but it's up on the channel. You can watch it. I have read A Little Life, and I regretted every minute of it. I'm happy to bring. I don't know who this is, but hello, realistic fiction do be racist. Yay, philosophy. Yeah, that's it. A Little Life open to the black character. Yeah, that was me. I think that's when I got to the part in my reread. I was like, I can't do this. And why are we jumping, chat? Why are we jumping? I just want to read things. I just want to read the chat. We might have to stay longer than 30 minutes because I'm too slow. Informed delivery is next level. Who loves random mail? I don't like random mail. Don't want it. Don't need it. Not for me. Hello, Capri. Happy to see you. Capri and these 3 hearts. Wow, that's not very nice. My form of a greeting, I can take it. There are worse ways to be greeted. Apple got a this is not an Apple product. I am a Microsoft user. We use Microsoft in this house, but Apple does have a pencil for their little iPad. But the iPad is not a computer. This is a computer. So they can miss me with their pencil. Meanwhile, I still got my iPhone 7. I had an iPhone 7 for a really long time, okay? And I really liked my iPhone 7. But the microphone stopped recording sound. So we don't know no iPhone 7 anymore. But good luck with that upgrade. Good luck. I don't know how yours is still working because I had mine and it's like the microphone, it literally stopped working. Could not make a phone call. Could not record a video. But I'm happy it's still working for you. My MacBook on her last few moments, it's time for her to go. I'm sorry to hear that. Especially given the energy in the group chat. But we'll be seeing a new MacBook apparently sometime soon. Everyone, thank you. That was me. So I was like, let me get this pen. And the pen came in mighty handy when I was making the Love Victor little thumbnail. I could have done it without the pen, probably, but I'm going to say I needed it. My MacBook will greet yours in heaven. Not in heaven. How you accidentally crack the screen on the new MacBook? How you do that, Aaron? Leave that comment. I have a nice PC. I like my PC, and that I don't need to go get a new MacBook. Even though the group chat, I'm telling you, the group chat literally had me like 3 steps away from going down below to go to the Apple store yesterday. It was wild. Like, did I need to do that? No. Didn't need to spend the gas money to get there. Didn't need to spend the money on any kind of computing product. I didn't need to give them my energy, but I was there. I could have done it 3 steps away. Valid. That's the energy I need to have. How are you dropping laptops? What are you doing? You treat yourself. You just hit 900 subscribers. That is a milestone. Sounds like a pencil to me. You can have a nice Android. The Samsung makes nice Android phones. Y'all, low key, the big tease is Android phones be low key better than the Apple phones. Apple got 1 camera, okay? I know that they have like multiple modules. I'm just saying that when the app developers like Instagram or Twitter or Snapchat, they got 1 system to work with Apple. Every different Android market person, the manufacturer, got different cameras. Obviously, they're going to have to it's going to be different processing. So I don't speak down on Android. I live an Android appreciation life. I don't. That's just me. Yes, the KKK. Yes, a trash human. They were made for, I don't know if they were made for each other. They were low-key terrible together, but they were a moment, I guess. It is a book. It's Gone with the Wind. I know someone in the chat already told you. But it's also, I tried watching the movie, but the movie was too sanitized for me. And I was like, the book was already propaganda enough. Yes, that's what I was saying. I might have to look into this podcast. I don't do a lot of podcasts, but I might have to look into it. Yes, cocaine. Okay, let me go to the bottom so you can stop jumping. And then, yes, it was trauma porn. Yes, he went through it. It was so much. And you know what the wild thing is A Little Life is so slow. It's almost 1,000 pages and shit don't happen. You just think you're reading some random ass book for a good 300 pages, and then bam, you start hearing all of Jude's soppy backstory. I left out the part about Jude being left in a dumpster as a baby, and then he was raised at a fucking where the priests are, a monastery. I don't know, that kind of a thing. And then he was getting this little boy was assaulted by literally every priest at this little priesthood academy place. He ran away with the one priest that wasn't touching him. Then he starts getting molested by that priest and pimped out to truckers. It was the most wildest shit I ever read in my entire life. Yeah, I truly hate that for you. This is the worst possible time to join the stream. Yeah, a friend of mine told me that life is tragedy porn. Good. That is living your best life, Fadwa. Best life. Literary fiction readers can read all that nonsense, no plot having books, but can never mention the race. They really can't. You truly hate to see it. An iPhone 5? I mean, that was the metal back. That was the time to have an iPhone, so good for him. Sounds like a pencil to me. Is there. Thank you. That's the energy you should be having. Where is this? Oh Lord, there's not a debate. I have a Samsung S20 and I'm not exchanging it for an iPhone, even if given it for free. Bye. Valid, Fadwa. I love that for you. Thank you. The finger unlock, that's great. I missed it on my iPhone, not gonna lie. There's a really good Samsung. It's only $400 at the moment. There you go. See, I think it's like I said, it's great. Nothing happens. Nothing ever happens. It don't happen. I know I said that would be ending this in 9 minutes, but it's not like I got anywhere to be. So I'm behind on these comments. So just wanted to throw it out there. I ain't got nowhere else to be, so you can be stuck with me, I guess. And that's why we drink is a good. I don't really do podcasts like that. I don't know if I need anything. I don't know if I need that much, but that's good to know. I'll have to go back to the comment section. Yes, he was left in a dumpster. He was literal prom night dumpster baby. Left in a dumpster. He was raised by those little priests. After the priests, he was like I said, he was with the one priest who ran away with him. He started getting molested by that priest. Then the police eventually found out, and that priest hung himself in the bathroom. So then I think he went into foster care. At some point, he ran away. He started sledding his way. I mean, he started prostituting himself to other truckers. Person is still a child. So he was prostituting himself to these other truckers. Eventually, one of these people kidnaps him. I think it's like a dentist kidnaps him from one of these truck stops because he's like passed out. And he has like some kind of venereal disease. And so the dentist is like, oh, I'm going to treat you. And he like locks him in his basement. And eventually Jude gets strong enough to leave the basement. He like makes a run for it. And then the dentist runs him over with his car. And I'm just like, what is going on here? Why are we getting run over with cars now? He gets put back in the basement, back in lockup. And then I think he eventually like runs away, or the dentist gets found out or whatever. He gets put in a group home. He's getting molested in the group home again. Eventually, despite all of this happening in his life, so, you know, the prom night dumpster baby, living in the priesthood, living in various motels with the random priest, all of this shit, he eventually, at the age of 18, like everyone else, he still has a proper education, still gets into college. Make that make sense for me. Couldn't do it. Didn't make sense to me. No clickage. Mile Higher Podcasts. Y'all be listening to podcasts. Where do you find the time? Y'all, you got podcasts. You guys got audiobooks. You got regular books, ebooks. Y'all are so much better at managing your time. There's definitely no pot. What is Mika saying about me? Can we go back? I would hate it. That's I don't do podcasts, so you're probably You're probably right. Aaron, I really can't wait to hear you talk about this because I was just watching your Farseer review earlier, and I was like, after watching that review and knowing what happened in this book, I would love to see that review. I want to see it. Hello, Jennifer. Happy you could make it. You really, I mean, you're not wrong, Jocelyn. You're not wrong. You are a little late. We're 2 hours into this. Originally, I said we would end this at 10 o'clock, but I ain't got nothing else to do. So we can keep going until you guys get tired of me and you say you want to go. We'll be like Mayana. Eventually, I'll just start sitting here quietly looking at my phone. No, they'll tell you, Heather. They'll tell you that. My A Little Life review has been up. Let's look at it. Where's my studio app? It's over here. People don't come to my comment section the way they come in everyone else's comment section. And I'm not going to lie. It makes me feel a little left out. I would like the trolls. I would like to see it. Maybe my reviews are just too long for them to suffer through. So I want to say it was around this time. That video has 65 views. Can we talk about how sad that is? We got 65 views. A Little Life. And how long is this video? It is 40 minutes long. And there are no comments. Literally no one has left a comment. So they didn't tell me I couldn't read, but they also said they ain't watching it. That's what it was. I mean, I don't know if it was actual prom night, but then I want to see it before July. I better not see this video in July. Yeah, that he got thrown down the stairs later in his life after college, and he became his little lawyer self. He started dating that abusive man who was like literally beating him. This is already after the boy was suicidal. All through college, this boy was cutting himself, trying to injure himself because of all the shit he done went through. And then he meets this man. He's dating this man who literally, he breaks up with the man. The bad shit don't even happen until after. So he meets this man. He meets him, and they're dating. He's not a good person. They break up. After they break up, homeboy breaks into Jude's apartment, sexually assaults him, and throws him down a flight of stairs. You know, as I say, Mayana might like this book. It's kind of a bully romance aspect. And it's not until after he gets thrown down the flight of stairs and goes through all of this stupid shit that his actual friend, who is the straight boy, is like, I guess we can date now. Totally wild. Hello, Zoe. Happy you could make it. Hope you had an enjoyable Father's Day. I'll be waiting. I'm also waiting for the review. I cannot wait to see. You came in at the wrong time. Wrong time. A Little Life. Lifetime movies are better. They would be better than this book. Can we stop jumping? I just want to click on the one I was clicking on. That was my entire reaction for the entire. It took me 9 months to read this book. I don't think I told you. It took me 9 months to read A Little Life because I was listening to the audiobook and I just couldn't. I would be walking to work and I would be like, this is not happening. No, don't believe it. And I would just stop listening. It took me 9 months to finish it. It is not a story about, it's a story about friendship for like the first, I don't know, 30 pages. Like the first half of the book is about their friendship, but it's not. Eventually those two black characters leave. And so what you get is you have Jude, who is ethnically ambiguous, and you have what is his name? Willem? I think it's Willem. And it's their like love story, but not really a love story. because Willem is straight. He is aggressively straight. Like, even when he is an old man in his 60s out here fucking Jude on the regular, still straight. I guess you really don't need to. You really don't. You please don't. Do not waste your money on this book. I'm wondering when he found, that's what I wanted to know. I wanted to know when he found the time to take SATs, when he found the time to do literally anything. Like, go to school, turn in a homework assignment, fill out a college application. None of that shit made sense. Podcast is okay, that makes sense. Y'all just too organized. It ends with Willem dies in a car accident, and so it's just Jude and the two other friends, and I think one of them also maybe dies. And Jude, like I said earlier, he starts going full Bella Swan in New Moon, trying to like asphyxiate himself to like see Willem again and do all of, like, he'll stop eating for long periods of time, or like he'll throw himself against the wall. He starts self-harming again, and eventually he dies. So he got to be with Willem, and the last chapter of the book is from his adoptive father's perspective, because Jude is dead. Not how long did it take you to... I answered this, but it did take me 9 months. Everyone else gets trolled, and I don't get it. Y'all, like, no one is leaving me hate comments. Everyone else in the group chat is like, look at this hate comment, and I'm like, I don't have any. And it's like, Heather's always complaining that people are coming for her for the secret history, and meanwhile, my video about the worst books of the year, Seven Husbands and the Secret History, those are two popular books. No trolls. Like, where are they? What do I have to do? Maybe if I didn't censor the cover in the Secret History and it wasn't like a mystery, but I thought that was the thing to do. That's what I thought. Maybe I was wrong. Not hotties assemble to go troll me. I know I didn't read that. I guess I did. Okay, go for it. Give me the engagement, please. It is a bully romance. I mean, it's not. But that moment is... Yes, okay. Yes, Heather, it took me 9 months. It took me 9 months to listen to the audiobook. The audiobook is also really long. It's like this... Is it? I want to say it's the same length as It, and It also took me a really long time to listen to. Maybe It was the other one. I don't think I would call it literary fiction, but maybe. I truly could have. You still can. I mean, I did spoil the ending. I didn't say spoiler alert, but hopefully the delay between me laughing about how the book ends and the question coming up, I don't know. You're reading it physically? Y'all should have... Oh my, if I really sat here and spoiled this book to you, I'm gonna be so mad. But y'all, maybe physically it reads faster. I've only ever listened to the audio. Yes, we still talking about how long it took me to read that book. It's not that surprising, guys. I'm a dumb bitch. It is a full-on literary fiction that I only had the audiobook for. Why is someone surprised it took me 9 months to read it? Oh, I do own the hardback, though. I do. I saw it at a Goodwill, and I couldn't resist. Because I saw this one. I only read A Little Life as a paperback. Because I saw the hardback, and you never see the hardback anymore. So I figured I would buy it. And, yeah. A masterpiece? Hold on. Where? Where was the masterpiece? I don't see it. What? Oh my goodness. Also, Jude, Jude. Yeah, that was my understanding. Like Taryn's sister. I was supposed to return that book right when the world went to shit, so I couldn't, and I just started it sitting on my desk for months. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. So I finally caught up with. Oh, I did not catch up with the. Okay, I figured that. Okay, sure. A lot of the middle part I probably spoiled, but the ending, I think I chuckled. I think I chuckled before I actually gave the ending. So in theory, someone could have muted. In theory, probably not in practice, but in theory. Literally. I guess I don't know. I don't like people would be talking about how they cried when they read this book. Wasn't this cancer? 4 days? How you reading this in 4 days? I love that for you. I just thank you. That's probably for the best. Okay. It's just like Taryn's sister, Jude. Jude. I'm not going to put Aaron's comments on the screen because anything is possible, but someone else says that they muted. So they said they muted. You could have muted. That's all I'm saying. You could have muted, and I'm going to move on. We can talk about the ending of Gone with the Wind. We can go back there. I don't think anyone's going to mind that one getting spoiled. It might mess like anything. But I finally caught up with the chat, and it's a little bit over the 2-hour mark, but like I said, it's not like, what am I getting tagged in on? What is this? Oh, okay. I was very, okay. See, now you sat there and spoiled people. You spoiled them. Wasn't me. That was Erin. Don't come. Erin is booked and busy. She said she was reviewing it. You can go. You can cry about being spoiled in her review. Please do not come to my review that only has 65 views, which will also spoil you, and say I spoiled you because it wasn't me. That was Erin. If knowing spoilers ruins a book for you, the book isn't worth reading. I mean, I don't know. A Little Life wasn't worth reading anyway, which is why you said. But I also agree with that. Isn't it supposed to be about the journey? The journey, not the. Okay, that is a lie. I sat there and tweeted it. Cassidy tried to come in here with the same lies. I tweeted out an hour before I went live at like 4:40. Not even 4:40. 3:40. I'm going live in like an hour. So here's the link. Okay, here's the link. And then at like 4:59, I tweeted out a second time. Hey, by the time I finish writing this tweet, I'm gonna be going live. And come join me if you want to do that. So, and then when Cassidy was trying to come for me, I don't even know what Cassidy was talking about. I forget. But Cassidy, and I was like, if you were the real one, then you would be in the live. So that was 3 times I tweeted about being on live. 3 times. That's 3 tweets. 3 whole tweets about being online. Also, if you ring the bell and have YouTube notifications turned on, YouTube will tell you when I go live. So you just told me you didn't ring the bell, Aaron. You did. I rang the bell for you. You didn't ring the bell for me? I'm feeling hurt. Yep, Taryn from The Cruel Prince with Jude and Cardin. That was how I was trying to do it, so I didn't get the Jude situation. But yeah, Jude, Jude. What was I saying? I would love to know. Could we stop? I know that a lot of people, like when a book makes them cry or feel something, it becomes a very important, special book to them. And so I would assume that has something to do with it. That would be my guess. But I honestly don't know. I truly don't. Hello, new to the channel since last week. What is your favorite classical? My favorite classic is 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea by Jules Verne. Yeah, I got what you meant. I got you. You meant classic by Jules Verne. I think that's a classic. Maybe Animal Farm is like a modern classic, but otherwise, I don't really mess with classics. They are not my area of expertise. I don't understand why people seem to really appreciate that printer paper reference, and Editing Monty is very happy that I kept it in. Okay, well, okay. I mean, if you still had notifications turned on, you would still get the notification when you rolled over and like pulled down your notifications. You'd be like, "Oh, look, Monty's live." I don't know. I can't help you, but okay, I can't really argue with that one. Well, good night. Happy you were able to be here for as long as you were. Okay, well, I was just offering it as a name so you would understand what I was saying. I mean, The Cruel Prince isn't my favorite book either, but it's better than the other two in that series, so every book makes me cry. I'm sorry that that's I'm sorry that happened to you. Now you're saying Aaron is lying? What is happening? We're getting exposed in the comments. You didn't like Animal Farm? I've never read Lord of the Flies. You didn't like Animal Farm though? I read Animal Farm on my own just because people were talking about how great it is. And I think it's great. Exactly, the standalone. It's a beautiful standalone. Now Aaron is saying that they do sleep. I don't know. I saw Aaron claim that they were Aaron. Where? I'll wait because I know there's a delay. But where? Where in that trash book was the masterpiece? Where? Oh, interesting. Okay. This one I had to DNF. I thought it was boring. I couldn't get into it. But this one I'll have to look at again. Where's the greatness? Y'all are out here. You are dismantling the live stream. Where's the masterpiece? Cardin and his big tail energy. Get out. Go. Get out. Stop. How are you gonna tell me that in The Cruel Prince, this man is so embarrassed of his tail, and then in The Wicked King, he's out here using it as foreplay? Miss Holly Black does not know how to write characters. # trash development. Then you had Homegirl out here breathing underwater. How? How? Bitch is a human. How is she breathing underwater? Where? Make it make sense, please. I also had to read Animal Farm. Oh, I felt like I knew what was happening, but now I feel like I didn't. So who knows? And say something other than the ending to Wicked King. We are waiting. Yes, I'm waiting. Everyone's agreeing. I need to read the rest. No, you don't. You don't need. Don't. That book series does not need your energy, Zoe. It is much better. Cruel Prince was the best. The Wicked King was boring. We're waiting. Where's the defense? How is the Wicker King a masterpiece? I mean, the Wicked King. The Wicker King could be good. I haven't read the Wicker King. It was fine. How was it fine? Where was the fine? Y'all, I should have ended this in 2 hours because now we out here lying. That's what it was. He was out here caressing her with his tail. What part of being caressed by a tail, first of all, is meant to be sexy? That's what I want to know, first of all. Second, I still don't understand how you out here reproducing with humans. You're a whole fairy, a whole separate species. A species that the book, can we talk about how Holly Black set up a world where it can't exist without humans? Like her whole fairy world can't exist without people getting fucked by fairies. Most of whom seem to be getting fucked under very questionable circumstances. I'm just saying. Just saying. Miss Holly Black was out here doing some questionable shit. Thank you. This part, this comment. The tail, thank you. The tail was the worst part. The tail was always the worst part. Always. Boy should have stayed. Should have stayed a snake. I see no lies. No lies. I hate that for you. I truly hate that for you. It didn't make sense. Overthrow the farmer to be ruled by pigs. Like, why? But they didn't think they were going to be ruled by pigs when they overthrew the farmers. That was the whole point. The whole point was they thought they were going to govern communally. And then it didn't work out that way. I mean, it's obviously biased because what person writing a communist allegory in England at that time was going to do it in a positive way? But I think it makes sense. I don't have any others. I know that Jules Verne is kind of there, or like Isaac Asimov. Personally, I don't fuck with sci-fi classics like that, so I don't have any recommendations outside of 20,000 Leagues. I know some people I don't know. That's all I got. Then can I just click on the one that I want to click on? That's what I wanted. We'll get to the other comment in a second. I'm happy that you have the taste to not read these things. I remember I came back to BookTube and I started following Mayana, and I was like, Mayana, you are really out here hyping up this whole Cruel Prince situation. Let me read this book. Let me dabble. Let me explore this. I was led astray. I too was hoodwinked, bamboozled. Stop. No, we ain't going there. I accept no beating to be slander in this house. I don't see Stockholm Syndrome in this house. Homegirl made a trade. She willingly entered into a partnership and an agreement. Sis is Patty Hearst. She is not a hostage. Okay, you can be a monster fucker, but you gotta draw the line at a tail. Y'all nasty with that. Is it pro-sex if it's questionable circumstances? I don't think so. I don't know. It was good. Jude found a backup brain cell and was very stabby. We got a lot more Cardin. That's why I was here. And the ending was trash. What about the ending was good? Can we talk about how the ending was so bad that this backup brain cell you say Jude found utterly failed? Because literally everybody on book Twitter was like, she ain't really outcast. She the whole queen of Elfhame. And then she comes into the queen of nothing, laying on her couch, feeling sorry for herself, talking about, I've been banished. Yeah. And then the first time she meets Cardan, he's all like, bitch, you come back anytime you wanted. All of book Twitter predicted that. Every last one of them. None of us can read. We're all illiterate. We all got no brain cells. And you want to say that Jude found a second brain cell and she still couldn't figure that out? And she a whole little mercenary for hire now? Aaron, we need to... Where? Stop. No. I am disgusted. Disgusted by this message. Big dumb. Big dumb. I'm gonna be like Mayana. I'm gonna be putting people in timeout. I can't. This is... Y'all getting turned on by tales. Y'all need to see a therapist. I'm gonna be honest. I know nothing about Mr. Orwell. So Fahrenheit, I remember not liking in school, but people seem to like that book. People seem to talk about Fahrenheit being the one they did like. So don't listen to me. It could be good. Oh, Aaron's about to come with the classic sci-fi reading recs. I don't know if we can trust them after all of this, but they might be more helpful than I've been. Oh, you just said she found a brain cell. How you jumping back and forth now? I'm confused. Okay, let's talk about this. Let's talk about Locke. Because I like Locke. Because I like Miss Taryn. Taryn Duarte is my favorite character in all of the whole book series. Best character. Y'all out here trying to stand Jude, who is like, one, the bitch is stupid. No brain cells. None. None to be found. Not a single brain cell in Jude's head. But Taryn got all the brain cells. She was out here manipulating people. She was out here doing the business, making plans, succeeding, getting where she wanted to go. But because she was what? With her sister's boyfriend, who her sister didn't even want. Sister didn't even like the man. And y'all want to be like, she should have been fucking him on the down low. Don't care. Taryn did it. She did the business. And y'all hate her for no fucking reason. No reason y'all be hating on Miss Taryn. She has been slandered. She is the most despised character for no reason. She was doing what Jude wishes she could be doing. And she killed him, allegedly. I didn't see no body. Now, when what's-his-name got murdered in The Cruel Prince, homeboy became like a flower of fucking... a hill of flowers. And then in the Queen of Nothing, suddenly we got bodies washing up on shore. Miss me with that. Miss me with that. I'm assuming this is about Truman Capote, and I missed a message. But good to know. The whole banishment thing made it was stupid. It was stupid. Never read it, but I've heard good things. I've heard that it's the better 1984 and not creepy and misogynist or something. Y'all, it doesn't make no sense. You can do a lot with one brain cell. You just can't do a lot when you're stupid. She really didn't. She had none. Viv was fine until she was messing. She did some weirdness with her girlfriend, and I couldn't get with her no more. Thank you. She is an icon. She is the true queen of Elfhame. Forget Taryn, forget Carden, forget Oak. Taryn. I'm still bitter that Taryn's novella was a 50-page digital only thing, and the stupid little Carden book is a whole ass thing. I'm not reading it. Don't look for that content here. Won't be me. I can't, Monty. No, I just wanted Jude to. But that's the thing. Jude could never kill Taryn, but Taryn could kill Jude. Taryn could cut a bitch. Taryn would poison Jude's food, and Jude wouldn't know. Jude would have no hands. She's not about the business. Holly isn't. I'm not reading anything. Other people try to like say this other series is good or read this standalone. I don't believe it. I don't think she good. Okay, but who gonna kill Taryn? Ain't no one in the no one with the business. No one. Carden's a little bitch. Jude's a little bitch. Ain't no one got hands to kill Taryn. No one. No one's with the business. I think that A Curse of Dark and Lonely did a better I've heard lots of good things about A Curse of Dark and Lonely, but I haven't read it. This is what I said in my Cruel Prince review a whole year ago. A whole year ago is what I said. I really read the whole series with no favorite characters. I like the Shadow Network Jude had instead. Yeah, the Shadow Network characters, they were cool. That's fine. If I did that, Miss Holly Black would file a cease and desist. She would be all up in my business email. She would be asking for the revenue. She would be telling me I need to stop, that I am infringing on her copyrights. And yeah. I liked Maddox. He was about the action. Okay, I'll give you Maddox. He was interesting. Sure. I'll let you have him. I'll let you have him. I mean, he was all. We already said it. Miss Black is not a good writer. Character development who? Character arcs where? Can't find them. Not seeing it. But what did you think about Nicasia? I thought she was interesting. My issue with Nicasia was like I don't really understand what's supposed to be the difference between the Sealies and the Unsealies. And Holly Black made me think the Unsealies are just mermaids. I don't think that's actually the case. But overall, I thought she was boring. I thought she was there, didn't care about her one way or the other. I didn't think she was a viable love interest or rival for anything. And I don't think that Holly Black cared about Nicasia either. So we was good. Here's the thing about Miss Holly. Here's the thing about what happened there. I don't know how it all goes down with anything else that's happening. And when I say anything else, I mean because the Shadowhunter books have had fan art, like reverse dust jackets and things. I think some Sarah J. Maas book, I think it was The Court of Thorns and Roses, one of those series had an edition with fan art end pages, which is what I think they were trying to do with the whole Holly Black situation. But I don't think that those were like public contests. I think those were situations where like Bloomsbury or McElderry reached out to fan artists maybe and were like, hey, can we do this? But I think that the whole contest where even if you didn't win, you didn't have the rights to the artwork, I thought that was what was kind of fucked up about it. I didn't think that in general it was fucked up because obviously if you have like a Throne of Glass with what am I looking for here? Like fan art end pages, the artist is not going to get residuals from those book sales. Um, but that felt weird. I don't think those, like I said, I don't think those other instances were like fan art competitions, and I think that's what fucked over this one. Is that it shouldn't have been a fan art competition. They should have reached out to some artists. But that the whole situation was weird, so weird. But I'm also not a fan artist, so I wasn't really that invested in it because I wasn't gonna enter. So listen, I think y'all expected too much from these books. Look, I went into this book with Miss Mayana out here hyping the shit out of it, saying it was, and I was ready for, and I did not get it. I didn't get it. And so then after The Cruel Prince, I was like, it's time to reassess expectations. And I read The Cruel Prince right before The Wicked King came out because I think I went to return The Cruel Prince and my hold on The Wicked King had come in. And so when I read The Wicked King, it was a whole different book. And I think that having an expectation for a series to have some kind of continuity, that ain't too high. I'm sorry. Like, I read trash. I read American Royals. I gave American Royals 5 stars. I give trash things good ratings. This series is just trash. Like, it's not even good trash. Like, it's smelly in the back of the fucking waste management truck. Maybe some pieces are flying out. Just it's trash. Nothing is good. Maddox didn't say nothing. He also isn't about the business, really. I don't think he. I know he was like a general and shit, but I think she was too short-sighted. Maybe. I also don't know if you needed this to be a trilogy. I think this really could have worked as a duology from what she actually wrote. She probably should stick to standalones, but I know she's written other series. I mean, not just the interconnected modern fairy tales, but she has like a whole series with Cassandra Clare that was already, I don't know if it was finished when she was writing The Cruel Prince, but she had already written a couple, so she knew what she was doing, and she still. That's what we got. Locke gave me Littlefinger vibes. I never got that far into Game of Thrones. Chapter 1, Maddox was cold-blooded killing his ex-wife and her new mind. That was chapter 1. What did he do after that? They probably are. But again, I'm not not an artist. So. Might as well tell an artist, here's your exposure bugs. Thanks for the free art. But I don't even think they got any exposure because it's not like they were featuring them anywhere. Like, you would literally... they were literally just going to the publisher. Was good. The other two ones were... They did. It was trash. It's not good. It's perfect standalone. I think that I was expecting to be Oscar the Grouch because I was expecting to go in and hate it, but I enjoyed my time there. So I understand it has a lot of faults, and a lot of the faults are things that I've dragged other books for. So I'm like totally fine being a hypocrite on this one, but I think it's great. Maybe, but I don't even think the romance was good. I don't think that Jude Carden is interesting at all on any level for anybody. So. Well, thanks for coming. Enjoy the rest of your day, night, whatever that is. Where was I going? American Royals is trash, so McDonald's is trash. That's where I was at with it. The more you know. I'm an art study, and let me tell you the amount of companies that try to get us to do things for free. I'm not even surprised. Not even surprised. Not surprised. That I feel like I should be. I feel like it's a little sad, a little bit wrong that I'm not surprised, but it is what it is. Well, things are starting to slow down a little bit. So if you guys want to start wrapping this up, we can go for another, I don't know. I guess we can finally do that. The final 25 minutes. We'll actually end at the top of the hour this time. So I think that's what we'll do. Actual start of the hour this time. We'll actually end things. So any last questions? If we want to keep going about the Cruel Prince series, we can. I don't really have too many opinions that I haven't already talked about. I don't think I have anything controversial left to say other than, yeah, I don't think I do. It's about dinner time. Where are you at? I'm currently reading Felix Ever After. I'm 10 pages into that, so I'm not really reading it. I don't know. And then I'm currently 10 chapters into Majesty, the sequel to American Royals. But I said this earlier, I'm trying not to get to that until later, I guess. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Because I was like, it's pretty late other places. I already had dinner, so I hope that you enjoy whatever it is you have. What was I back up here? So Felix Ever After, American Royals 2, and then the next arc I need to get to is My Eyes Are Up Here, because I haven't finished that, and that book comes out on Tuesday, so I'm behind. So sorry, Penguin. What was I doing? This is a deep roast of books I've never read and don't plan to read. I love that for you. I love that you have quality taste and you are not going to read these books. 4:35 a.m. You need to go to sleep. That's about when I went to bed this morning, though, because the unfriendly back hotties would not let me go to bed. Do I have any underrated YA faves? I really enjoyed The Best Lies by Sierra Liu. I mentioned that in my mid-year book freakout tag. I liked The Best Laid Plans by Karen Lund. I also mentioned that in my mid-year book freakout tag. What else have I read? Let's go to Goodreads. What do I have on my favorite shelf? Let's go back to the favorites. Load, please. The Best Laid Plans. Check, please. I consider underrated. I consider Permanent Record has a 3.47 on Goodreads. Okay, y'all have no taste. Keep This to Yourself by Tom Ryan is a good book that I really enjoyed. It's a murder mystery type situation. I think that's probably the last underrated one on this list. I enjoyed Openly Straight by Bill Coningsberg. That came out in 2013. That was a good read. I'm busy right now. Please stop trying to call me. So those are the things that are actually on my favorite shelf that I would probably say are underrated. When are you binge reading ACOTAR, Monty? So funny story. Monty actually had I had all 3 of the new ACOTAR covers on my wish list. And then I was like, these books are actually super expensive because now they're priced like adult fantasy because I got the adult fantasy covers and they're being marketed in the adult fantasy section now. But I took the final 2 off because they were so expensive. I didn't like the idea of somebody thinking they should like buy all 3 because that was like a lot of money. And then I would really need to film and like watch and do all the things. So I don't know. The short answer is I don't know. Yeah. What are you having for breakfast? What's she eating? I don't read a lot of manga. I still have some library books checked out. I kept my graphic novels. And so, no! I mean, I guess it's a Harry Potter mug. It could have broken. Do I really need it? Anyway, I've been catching up on Sailor Moon and the Eternal editions. So I've read those. I read My Brother's Husband by Gingoro Tagame. It was one of my favorite books of last year. I really enjoyed both of those. It's about a Canadian man who was married to a Japanese man, and he died. And so the Japanese man died. And so the Canadian goes to Japan to reconnect with his brother's husband, and he meets his niece, and it's very wholesome and very sweet. And it deals with the surviving brother's internalized homophobia and how he had never really supported his brother the way his brother probably should have been supported. It's wonderful. Can't recommend it enough, really. When am I going to read real fairy smut? I'm good with reading Sarah J. Maas and not anybody. I don't need any of it. I just want to say this. I think that interspecies sex is kind of creepy. I don't understand the appeal of it, if I'm being perfectly honest. I don't understand how you're a whole different species, and you want to recreate with some. Don't get it. I don't like. I like to have sex with humans. Point blank. Period. Don't need other species. You're reading Elantris. I like it, but I'm bored. I've never read a Brandon Sanderson, so I'm very sad for you. But I hope that it picks up. What would you say? Miss Cassie was out here harassing me to get on a live stream at like 2 o'clock in the morning. Carne asada fry, you are living the best life. I want to be you. Heather, I am not letting you buy 3 books. You already bought me 2 of these little Gossip Girl books. You can't keep sponsoring my content. I might have to add the Sailor Moon Eternal Edition, but those are also really expensive. But I love them. I don't read the back of the thing to like find out what is it? I don't read the back of the thing to like find out like the updated translations, but I just think the editions are so much better than the other ones, like quality. Bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit with passion fruit mango smoothie. I don't fuck with mango, but otherwise this sounds delicious. It was so good. So good. The omnibus just came out, so you can get a nice bigger size. It's nice and floppy. 10 out of 10 recommend it. I think you should read it. I'm assuming you're talking about My Brother's Husband. It's great. If they sound interesting to you, go for it. I really enjoyed when I read what is the name of the book? I read Throne of Glass for the first time last year. By all means, not an amazing read, not a perfect read. I enjoyed it well enough. Crescent City is very much the same thing, where I think if it had been marketed as YA, I might have enjoyed it more than I wound up enjoying it. Otherwise, it was perfectly average. So like, I don't know if you're missing out, but if they sound interesting to you, I think you should give it a shot anyway, just on the off chance. But I also really recommend for things like I don't know where you live and if libraries are an accessible part of your life. But I think that you should always, that's why I love my library, because I know that I bought Crescent City, but if you're ever in a position where you don't know, the library is an excellent resource for that kind of a thing. So that's what I would recommend. You don't like interspecies smut even with vampires? I don't think that vampires should be able to get an erection. I think that there's some stories where they have to have like recently fed and like they make all of these rules to be able to get an erection. But like if you're dead, then you don't need to get it. Sorry, no erections for you. So like, I guess if you're a female vampire, you can still get it because you can still get some lube. Live your best life. Sure. I mean, I guess all vampires, they can all be bottom rights. But otherwise, it don't make sense to me. It don't make sense. I'm sorry. And they definitely don't need to be making babies, Miss Meyer. Definitely don't need to be making babies. So I think that the only exception is really, did somebody say it? Werewolves. Because they're humans. Okay? They're a human. They happen into a wolf. You can sleep with a werewolf. But otherwise, it's kind of weird. I don't get it. Stop. Vampires can be your guys' exception. Like I said, they either have to bottom, but even that's a little weird. I don't know. Get your manga on Right Surf Anime. They are frequent sales of manga there and often cheaper than Amazon. I'm going to have to screenshot this comment. So let me pull up my snip and save. New, because I don't buy my manga, but I will have to look and see what those prices are, because I'd be looking at the internal editions. Like I said, I'm a Barnes & Noble slut. I'd be getting my books at Barnes & Noble, and they be expensive. They be not cheap. So that is nice and saved for later. As soon as I'm done on this stream, I'm going to have to look into it. Okay. Monty, people will spend what they want to spend. You're not making... I mean, I know that I'm not making them, but... I don't know. I feel like... I mean, I guess, to be fair, I don't really be on people's wish lists, and I guess I wouldn't feel compelled to buy, like, all three things, but... I don't know. Of course you can. I think I have it in the description of this. I think I have a security question. I don't care what book you put. I feel recently I feel bad because sometimes people leave like these really long explanations for why they want to be my friend or like why this book was their favorite. I haven't been keeping track of any of their answers. It's really just there just to like I can see what's happening in the world, make sure you're an actual person. But anybody can add me as a friend on Goodreads. I think it's in the description, but feel free to. And if it's not in the description, it is on my Twitter. So it's my pinned tweet has everywhere you can find me. I don't really recommend following me on Instagram just because I'm not an avid poster. I don't be posting on Instagram, but you can add me as a friend anywhere. Okay, audio is the way to go, apparently. I'll try to just know what the situation is. I've heard some... Yeah, that's in, what is that, A Court of Frost and Starlight? So the novella after the first 3 ACOTAR books. Vampires shouldn't get an erection. This is a hot take, but they drink blood to live, right? I mean, I don't really understand how the blood part actually, like, helps them function. I don't think I've ever read a series where that part is explained. But, like... like I said, I personally don't. Also, like, what is in your stomach doesn't help you get an erection. Like, let's just that. I dropped out of my high school anatomy and physiology class, but I'm pretty sure what's going on in your stomach doesn't give you an erection. So it's not like blood is actively circulating in their veins because they don't have a pulse. If you don't have a pulse, how do you have an erection? That's kind of where I'm at with it. Sarah J. Maas is on Scribd. I don't fuck with Scribd, but I think they have like a promotion going on. You can get your days free. That's a thing. I'm sure that's available in the Netherlands. So yeah, there you go. More you know. I'm not roasting you, but I just don't. Y'all can do whatever you want, but this won't be me. I will not be getting off on it. Thank you, Jennifer. Jennifer don't get it either. I'll make sure Nas put a super long description of the book. I mean, you can't. I mean, if you want to, you can. But somebody, they gave me like 3 good paragraphs, and I was like, I am literally just going to click accept, and I feel so bad right now. Oh, you already knew it. You were already on the audiobook game. You can download YouTube videos. You can download it, cut it out, throw it on Twitter. Just fun fact, won't be mad at you. Hot take was obvious Shadowhunters TV fandom discourse in 2017. It's a cold take. I mean, I'm sure it was, but here's the thing. I wanted Simon as Mr. Vampire Man to be having sex. So I'm not even consistent with it. Like, I enjoyed my Shadowhunters TV. I've not tried to hide that. I love it. I think it's great. And when he and Clary were fucking in that canoe, was I like, you shouldn't have an erection? I was not. I was like, get your girl. So, we're both right. You still don't have circulation, Aaron. There's still no blood circulating. By definition, it's just not, it don't make sense. Okay, and that was stupid, talking about how the tropical waters, stop, no, I'm not going there. He was in the movie. The movie was trash. So, yes, rest in peace to him, but he was in that trash movie. Harry Shum Jr. was in the show. We're not going to slander Mr. Harry Shum Jr. He worked very hard. He was very good in it. I understand not being consistent. I think it depends on the story and the characters and if you vibe with them. Yeah, like I'm not going to ever be like, oh, there's vampire sex. It's terrible. But personally, I guess when I'm imagining a vampire, or if I were to I don't know, I'm never going to write a book just to be, I think that comes up in a lot of people's Q&A from time to time. Never writing a book. I have zero interest in being an author. Not my gig. I'll leave it that to the professionals. I think my job is the far easier one, where I just have to read it and talk about the things that didn't work. It is far easier to pick things apart than it is to craft it. And I understand that. These people, even authors I don't really like, I'm kind of like, you still did something I couldn't do. But yeah. It wouldn't imagine it if I were to craft it. He's very talented. I'm so happy for him. That movie is trash. I watched that movie for the first time on Twitter and I tweeted everything that I was feeling. It was so bad. It was so bad. Made no sense. There was a whole fight scene where they shot it using flashlights. Nothing about that movie was good. And the fact that people try and like defend it, and it's like, if you guys really liked this movie as much as you said it did, then you would have watched it. You would have seen it in the theaters. You would have been there. You would have supported it. You would have got the sequel. Also, the casting, y'all trying to really, y'all be, what is her name? Fucking Lily Collins? Who was a Lily Collins to a Kat McNamara? Kat killed it as Clary. Sorry. Robert Sheehan might be good in Umbrella Academy, but Alberto Resende, we had a Latinx Jewish Simon Lewis, and you want a white boy? Get out of here. That Alec looked like a questionable individual. I would not want to be seen with that Alec in a dark alley. Matthew Daddario, y'all trying to go to Matthew? Choices. Stop. Not hearing it. No, not that slander. Okay, fine. I'll give you that. But I'm still saying that even if he took a Viagra, it wouldn't work because there's no circulation. I never finished True Blood, so love seeing people's opinion on Shadowhunter's book versus movie versus TV show. I think the TV show is the best, and I think the book is second best, and the movie does not exist. More True Blood stuff, so I can't really talk on it. The cast, okay, let's talk about this. Dominic Sherwood is not a bad casting choice. It's not. I understand that he is a questionable man and he was out here using the F slur. I don't really care. I understand that some people did. I understand. And far be it from me to have some other people be upset with it, but I personally didn't care, and I personally think that he's a better... Jamie Campbell Brewer is, again, ugly. He's ugly. Looking like a whole... Just, like, literally just someone vomited him out. Not here for it. TV show gave us not only a good... I mean, season 1, Raphael was kind of... It was kind of questionable. They did that whole weird makeup thing. But again, the first scene of the show is very accurate to how the book is written. So when they gave him all that weird makeup that was to be book accurate, just like those stupid little light up swords people complain about, books accurate. Anyway, TV show gave us asexual representation, quality ace representation, and you have the nerve to say the show is bad? Okay. I am here for the next 5 minutes. 5 minutes I am here for. I'm just going to take your word for it. I mean, she's a black girl named after the most infamous plantation. So I can only imagine that she was done dirty. Yes, I like, he was great. Yes, the ace rep. The ace rep was there. It was there on screen. I mean, I don't think they said asexual, but he was very clear that he ain't doing that. Very clear that he was not about the business. You love to see it. And y'all want to say that this movie with their little flashlights, get out of here. I'll even say that I think that the show does a better job of adapting. Just watch the show. The show is great. Just watch the show. Just watch it. It's a great show. And I think that the show does a better job of adapting City of Heavenly Fire in that final season that they did dirty when they were out here just like canceling the show and having to rewrite shit. I think that the way that they had the show end makes more sense from a hero's perspective, because Cassandra Clare gave that big moment to a male character who was not really the protagonist. Like, I know there's an ensemble and Cassandra Clare be head hopping and shit, but Clary is definitely the protagonist. And I think that the show let Clary be the protagonist. And because I had read City of Heavenly Fire, it's easy for me to understand where the show would have gone in season 4. Like, I could understand like what would happen, where, like how, like what after what happened. It's not the end of the world for me. So I understand that people were really mad, but I like it. I like it. It's so much better. The flavor it has, delicious. Season 3, best season. Nothing good is gonna happen in that book. I mean, I know that you will, but I'm gonna say nothing good is gonna happen. The first season, it is rough, but it's the first season of the show, and it's, aside from the Lydia Branwell storyline, it's incredibly books accurate. The Lydia Branwell stuff is really the only thing they added to season 1, and then in season 2 is when they started to like diverge a little bit. But even their diversions I thought were great. Like, I think that the show cared about these characters. They cared about this whole world. So I don't get, and I also think it's really funny if they act like the movie is such this inferior product when it's the same production people. It's literally the same production company. They were using the same prop. I don't know if they're all the same props, but literally the same people, all up in there. Not, I mean, I'm sure like the writers might have been different and stuff, but same production company, same production house made the movie and the show. Like, it, stop. I couldn't even tell you what movie Valentine looked like, but apparently this person says they can't even talk about it. My book babe, I like Magnus Bane. He is great. He deserves so much better. The only Malik that deserves rights is show Malik, because book Malik does not exist to me. I'm happy that you like them. I remember when, I'm sure Cassandra Clare be doing all kinds of stupidness. She was always mad at the showrunners. She was always mad at that show. And I thought it was really great that the people on the show were like, I think we live in a society that's progressed past those books. Because the books are kind of trash. Like, I enjoy them. They're my favorite in that universe. But when you're making the adaptation, I think you should move past them. And I think that they took what they needed to take and they added stuff to make it better. Well, that's just because Lily Collins, she old. I think I talked about this in my reviews, but Book Malik was always in the background. Like, for the first trilogy, they were never really the center that I thought they were. And then in the last 3, I thought that Cassandra Clare really minimized like what Alec was doing. Like, Alec was going behind Magnus's back, trying to destroy who Magnus was as a person, trying to take things away from Magnus. And then when Magnus broke up with him, everyone was going to him like, "Oh, don't you know you hurt Alec. Alec was really in love with you. You should take him back." And Magnus was like, "Okay, I guess I should." In the Dark Artifices, when we got to see them again, they were cute and they got to actually be on the page more. But in the Mortal Instruments, not here for it. Simon was a cheater, but you know what? They didn't define the relationship, so I didn't recognize it. I didn't like the Infernal Devices. I keep saying that. The Infernal Devices should be happy the Dark Artifices exists because they're no longer the worst books in the universe. In that specific universe, not like the Milky Way or whatever. But the Dark Artifices they shot the Infernal Devices right on up for me. But on that note, I'm going to go. Like I said, we'll be back live again next Sunday for sure. We might go live again before then, but I can promise on Sunday. Thanks for being here. It's been 3 hours. It's late for some of y'all. Get your rest. Stay hydrated. I'll see you again soon. But until next time, bye. I said bye, but I got to hit this button twice, so